the IT vertical space above storage and do exactly what we would have looked the defense to do during the plant, which is take out the planter or at least get the kill off the back of the frostman.
For this attacking team, 55 seconds left, and it's all on the shoulders of Badif.
Had the intel, but no. Badger grabbing away. Another. The pokey.
Pokeball. Hydra says, I choose you, Joker.
Kiss my ash. You got 0 cents. Your IQ is low.
Did you make that up right now?
Yeah, right now on the spot.
I just want to touch on mental health. If you're feeling out of it,
They put together a hell of a club sandwich. Sledge must have been the bacon because he got fried.
A whiskey. What's up and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators. We are back again for another installation of the Siege Double Shot, and we are coming at you grand finals again style. It's Mukbang run. We got a good one tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Grand Finals weekend continues here on the SDS channel. We're glad that you are here with us. Now, when you and I were in Boston and we got to talk to one of the legends in the prod community, the great Ferme, there was one league that was on his mind. One league. He remembered that we cast. And you know what it was? Mukbang, my friend. You guys, the legends of Mukbang, and this is it. Season 8 Grand Final. We have cast the Grand Final in, I think, the last 6 seasons here in Mukbang, and we are happy to be a part of it. Now, tonight, you said it on Twitter, man. Packrunners taking on Land of Oo, and this one is a grudge match. We'll go ahead and show the bracket real quick, but I think, you know, so many games have already been on stream, and this is a great one.
Yeah, tonight doesn't need hype. It has history, my friend, right? It has been, this back and forth has just been fueled, and there is unfinished business left on the table. I'm excited for this one, and they had to kind of go through some solid teams here to get to the finals in the end. Outlast Black, Team Foolish, No Schlubs, and then Wannagoons on the other side of it. I mean, I guess that's staple in the community here for Siege. I mean, this was a tough run to get to the finals.
Yeah, and this is all, you know, a smaller league for sure. T4 for fun, but practice for Challenger Series on its way. And we said it, grudge match coming up. And this is one that these two teams have been battling it out forever. A rematch from the AEL Season 2 Grand Final. Geek is ready to try and beat this Packrunner squad once and for all, but Artix, Matumba, Nesta, Mookie, and Vronix are ready to try and fight back. They do not want to go down without a fight. And honestly, the fact that you've got Geek, Max, Stalik, Fafnir, these guys are ready to fight it out, my friend.
Yeah, and so one of the cool parts about Mukbang is they had to agree on a grand finals, best of 3 or best of 5. And so 3 is the choice for this evening. No 5 to get this one done. We're keeping it regulation just about. And this has become one of my favorite parts of the stream now, Run, is because there isn't a map on the board that I'm like, man, please don't let us go there, right? Every single one of these, I'm actually excited to see, especially when you got two teams like this that are so closely related in players and caliber, right? So you're going to take a look at it, Cafe and Bank off the board, Lair and Consulate to follow, which means our first 2 is going to be Fortress and Border. Oh, man, what a lineup to start this out.
I love the fact that we are getting to see Fortress, my friend. This is a map that we have loved. It's a map we have wanted to see in competitive Siege more and more often. And finally here, we're going to get to see it tonight to start this thing off. And you said it last night. Border was such a fun map. That game with Team Sesh ultimately coming up as the winners in that best of 5 in the OCL was fantastic. The only thing that was missing was a Fortress map, and we get it in the grand final tonight.
That's right, Fortress. I'm in freaking love. This map is so good, at least from like a viewership standpoint. I know maybe some of those areas to playing on it competitively can be a little bit tough, but the teams that get this one locked in early are going to have a ton of success because now you have several maps that you have to choose through that could possibly not be your best one. So what's the big point of Fortress? It's 2F, right? It's horse, it's white spiral, and already off the board in these bands, you can tell that somebody has been paying attention. The smoke being taken down and the Melusi to follow, those are two huge operators for Fortress, right? Smoke generally considered to hold down that white spiral, which can watch the tower drop, can have the shield push up the stairs guarded, and puts a little pressure on the window. And then Melusi is just great for the rest of it, right? You play this map sometimes sight over, and those Melusis can really slow you down in that process. So honestly, run two huge picks on the defensive bands right here. They might have won the band battle.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. This is a team that planned on it, expected it to do this, and this was a Land of Ooze map pick to start this thing out. So they're the ones that wanted to see Fortress, and to start on defense is said they're winning this one. Oh, that's the question. Packrunners, are they going to be able to beat this team? It's the one place that we don't have a lot of data from them, again, because it's the brand new map. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they want to pull off. But you said it. Ready and waiting. And I know when we get to SI, which starts literally in 2 days, it is going to be, I know we're going to see a bunch of Fortress, and man, that's what I'm looking for. Stats, tips, and tricks across the board. But first, we got to find out here. So yeah, we said it. The question of, was it going to be a best of 3? Was it going to be a best of 5? The team said, no, we want to get this thing done in 3 tonight.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this defense, honestly, as we're kind of getting into it. They've got some fun ones. Because you ban the smoke and the Melusi, that does leave a couple of those feared operators on the board. Specifically, Geek pulling out that mirror, right? That can do a great deal at leaving some of those spaces open and still being able to contest it from a long angle. So I like this play. One of the big contest points is going to be similar to Villo or Theme Park, where you're playing that side over play. There it is, throwback. We don't even have those in the pool anymore, of course, but is that side over sight play, and they already are making an answer towards that. You take side over, you put some pressure towards that white spiral, and you're going to take up some great space. We've had a double ring out now as first defender goes down, but it's going to see 2 on the other side. Attack is going to be main advantage now in the hands of Land of Ooh, but they've got a shield. It's moving up. Now here's where that pressure point comes. Those mirrors are coming into play.
Yeah, a huge piece of defensive util that this team needs to try and clear. Matumba takes down Geek. All right, so you've lost the Thorn, you've lost that Mira, but wow, Matumba in the right spot. Double kill coming out to back up the rest of this shield play. So Nest is still holding on, has the diffuser in hand, but Slinky and Stalik still ready and waiting. They lost some of those important pieces, but the defensive utility still in play. You can hear another Aruni gate goes down, but no way, he picks up a triple. Final minute, a gameplay done in a 3v1. Packrunners looking very good for attacking win on round 1, and holy cow, he gets 4 to finish it off.
Man, round 1, and we're breaking out the barbecue sauce for the 4-piece already. Go crazy, all right? So they find themselves some action here on that first round, and the question is, you know, kind of something we've been talking about a lot here, Run, is, you know, what's the theory behind your map or your site picks? Are you going back to it? Are you on the ego check? Is it an easy fix and you can just get right back into it? Or do you keep the routine going? Do you move on to the next site and then fix it after that first quarter is done? On this time, looks like they're going to take the routine forward.
So it's interesting that that Land of Ooh got rid of both of the two big shield ops, right? And Nesta back on the Monty here to start this thing out. So they took down a Blackbeard, and rather than leaving, you know, taking Monty down as well, they're going to take away the Blitz. So expecting Packrunners to be pushing hard. Again, this is a grudge match. They know the way that the Packrunners attack plays. So I think this is locked in. And honestly, that went pretty well for sure. But off the back of some individual heroics there from Matumba, running that IQ one more time. What do you do to try and change it up? Well, Fafnir says, all right, we're going to fight the shield with a shield. Bring along the Clash and the slowdown, and the combination of, you know, when you get rid of the smoke, leaves the Cade on the board. So Geek is going to run that to try and keep some of these walls locked down. There's a couple important reinforced walls that you need to clear as the attackers. You need to try and open up. You talked about it, the top of the stairs, looking into sight. That is a very good spot to be able to get a sight line into games.
here's what I love. Look at this breach that they've got open for it, right? We saw that when Fresh did the breakdown of Wolves playing on Fortress, is they leave half that breach open with some footholds, and that's just going to make it more difficult because you got that DMZ zone right outside the window as well. Going to allow you to make sure that if the ace isn't on the board or you're not bringing Cabana along, that you're going to have to get up close and personal to open that thing up. And when it's open half breach like that, it allows for impact tricking. It allows for C4s on a potential Maverick that's playing close. So honestly, I like it. Then on the site overplay, you're still with a full extension. Castle made sure to block off Force. You've got Clash making sure, look, everything is boarded up there. This is a tough push in. They have got this thing locked down.
Now, the wild card,
down.
I was going to say, the wild card here is using the Mav here to try and open up those walls. Even if they're not going to take a direct line into sight, he's got this opened up to take some shots, put pressure on this defense. And Clash is going to keep on pushing back, giving up that horse space. You said that was such an important part of this. And basically locked down, trying to avoid this attack to make the transition over from the bathroom horse side into dorms. That's the way that they've got to try and slow this down. And they've done a decent job already. A minute 12 off the board. The defense is fully backed off at this point, and Mookie goes down. Max, W pick up there.
Yeah, huge. Now they take that man advantage, and they've still got so much slowdown in place. I'm talking a Goyle canister and a Kiba barrier still even in hand. 54 seconds now as they're starting to make some good progress on the other side, but the time torch has been just a bit too much. They're going to find one off the board now into a 4v2 as Ace is going to try to open it up. He's got to be perfect. He's got to be clicking heads to bring this one back. Flash towards the door. Going to try to force some movement, but no, just look that way instead. They do have a distraction. Azami could have her like forfeit. Oh, that sound, that's going to give the sound cue away. Ace is going to take a little damage, but not before taking Stolix off the board. Now into a 3-2, 22 seconds left as they're just kind of holding on to the angles. No need to really push this just yet. Oh,
nice shot.
Slinky on the triple kill does put it into Lion's hand. A couple of pre-fires on the hip fire, but it's not going to be enough to get it done. The cut was there, the cross was in place, and it was a good night. Sleep tight.
Yeah, that was a better hold this time around. I mean, really the fact that you saw the Packrunners try and do that to that second floor horizontal overtake, clearing out the space in Commander. They made a good transition after clearing the defense out of the horse side, but never was really able to gain a ton of space. It felt a little bit too one-dimensional. They didn't have that space over on the game side to be able to try and take some of those sidelines. To me, it really felt like, even though the Mav was a great play, just not moving quickly enough. There's a lot of space on this map that you need to try and take to be able to get some of those sidelines, and to me, this is not the map to do it. It feels like Mav is just a little bit too slow. So as they split this, I'm going to go down. Rather than playing one of the second floor sites again, go back over to the Commander side. They're going to go ahead and play that first floor, and this is really the main one. I don't think in any of the games we've seen from Fortress so far, no one has picked the Hammond site.
5 seconds to insertion.
Didn't Oxygen? I thought Oxygen did that.
I don't think they played first floor, but I don't think they played the quad sites. I don't think they did.
No, you would know better than I for sure. Okay, well, an interesting one. This is a fun site here on the first floor. Not very much vertical. It's kind of one of the things that Fresh alluded to when he did his breakdown of how Fortress is kind of his opinion on how Fortress is kind of going to be played out. So you don't have to put a ton up onto the second floor. And as you can see here, they got three out of 2. So they're going to do an extension up top with Castle on board and really try to slow things down with the Goyo.
Yeah, I mean, the sitting side has got one of the main breach that's right next to the bomb that has vertical coverage here. So this one is definitely the one that's a little bit easier to try and manage. You do have one of the hatches on the waiting room side, but nothing on the cafeteria side. It's all the way over in laundry, so it's sort of a little bit less options from the vertical side. So I do agree that this is certainly the better one now. The shields making their way around Nesta back onto the Monty this time around, and backed up with a ton of attacker Yuto this time. And look at that, tosses the impact down, and 3 of the defenders holding on to the bathroom upstairs.
All right, so we've got a minute and 30 left and got everybody inside of the building now as the couple of members making that push towards the first floor. Oh, well, I guess not everybody. Grim's still outside doing a little bit of that droning, trying to get Ash into the right place. They're up top looking for wherever that second floor hold is at, looking to claim a quick first kill, and there it is.
There it is, just as he says it.
Yeah, and that's the one inside of sight. So now they take it up top. It's a double that rings out, just absolutely collapsing onto this defense right now. They found themselves some good ones. An answer back, Slinky good for 2 as it gets close to equalizing here now. 54 run, and it's a 3v2. Defense can still win this one out.
Oh, they certainly can. After taking down Matumba, man was 6-2 after picking up a couple of big picks there, but it was backed up by the DMR kills from Mookie before Mookie goes down. So now you're talking about that last 35, 2v2. Plant is going down, and it's the Monty.
Oil canister to ring out, trying to slow it down. P90 to find another one, and that's going to be the plant stopped. And now into the hands of Grim as he's in a 1v2. If he gets the kill onto Slink, he's in a good position to potentially find himself the win. Pre-Fire's going to see it, though. It's a DMR to take him off the board, and while just completely ready for it, right? Goes for the bait on taking the drone off the board. Takes him off. Easy peasy. That's going to put into the hands of the defense. They're up by 1. As that first quarter of play is over and done. And here's where that micro game comes in, right? Who did you play on the first that you were trying to get banned so you can use your main on the second?
I'm not surprised at the way this one shaked out. I mean, Inesta on the Monty is definitely a force to be reckoned with from the Packrunner attack side. And then Clash was, managed to pick up that the final kill back on round 2, and was a problem that the Packrunners had to try and work around consistently, constantly. So I love both of those bans. What does that leave? Yeah, it leaves the Azami on the board on the defensive side, and Thorn, although neither of them are going to be played, and the Mira. Mira, I think, has got a ton of utility on this map for some of those long sight lines that you have to work around, especially because, the new fortress has got a little bit of that villa feel with so many of the small rooms that you have to try and clear, making that more difficult. Having the mirror window in play, plus the castle, can really slow down that defensive progress. So Packrunners found round 1, and it was on this side, over on the commander side. Since then, Landezvous picked up the next 2 in a row, even though that first was a little bit weaker defensively. They were ready for it. Better adaptation here from Ooh.
Man, I just think that the smoke and Malusi being taken off here is such a good ban for this site, right? Because it plays so heavy into how that defense can be set up, and you're finding some fun adaptations to it. Mira being around has that complication. I like it. Defense, you're right. They could be potentially ready for it on this side, but they are fully extended again.
That feels like the play style we expect out of Geek and the rest of this squad. A heavy roam game here from this team. So, and you know what? Games is such an important part as well. I know we talk about the Horser Museum as that really critical push point, but if you're talking about slowing down the attacker progress, look at this. They've got to burn some of that utility. Use the Thatcher. The Bandit was there and ready to trick, beats Nesta and the Thatcher this time around, slowing this progress even more. That's a full minute off the clock, just gone at this point, and it feels right now like Packrunners may be a little bit uncoordinated, like they were not expecting to have to slow down this much.
And huge out of the Bandit to be able to, with a Thatcher on the board, still get the successful trick off, keeping that door locked up, and only ended up dealing with one of the Selma charges. So no can openers means they've got to be a little conservative with how they use them and make sure that they've got a chance to even have some available when the time comes. Geek's going to get taken off the board, keeping him 0-4 killless at this moment. In through the first couple of rounds. That's a tough first pick, although he did get that util up already, so at least his part of the job is done.
Oh, so close. Deimos goes for the shot. Mookie does not hit, though. All the defenders left alive. It's just Geek who had gone down at this point. They're going to use this Flores here to try and clear out, move, cause Aruni to have to get out of that position, but no one was there to be able to play off the change. She's still holding on to that angle, takes some shots with the DMR, but it's gonna be Max, ready and waiting. Slow down this pack runner attack one more time. Now we're sitting at 4-4, 45 seconds left. Like, this execute needs to get going.
Yeah, absolutely. They're starting to put some pressure on towards the double wall there. Knows he's got one locked in the corner, but does oh yeah,
Fafnir, let's go.
Faf, crazy. Finds a shot, finds a C4. Now he's going to force some movement. He's going to get a kill. Hello? Double rings out. Beautiful. Now it's all going to be up to Nesta. On his shoulders, he's got to deal with the cheeky hidey spot just on the half wall. He's got 15 seconds, no diffuser in hand. Looking for some movement, and here it is. It's going to be a Rooney coming to the backside. They're split up now. He's just going to take it. MP7 finds it. Easy peasy for Faf as he picks up a 3Z.
That's the full round rotate here, done for the Land of Ooh defense. They managed to pick up wins on all 3 of the primary sites at this point. Yeah, that first one they looked a little bit shaky on, but man, what a change up from this team. Even with Geek sitting at 0-4 to start this thing out, yeah, Slinky and Stalik they've come back, opened the door here, and carried this Land of Ooh team through the full rotate. So I think it's a good time to take the time out. You are in a grand final, and if you're just joining us, welcome in everyone to the Mukbang Grand Final here in Season 8. It's not a best of 5, it's a best of 3, but there is still plenty of Siege left to be played. This is map 1 of that best of 3, so early on. But I like the pack runner timeout here. Matumba doing too much work trying to carry the rest of this team.
Timeout rings, looking for that buff in place, and honestly, scoreline not super surprising, right? It's a new map. It's obviously going to be very defensive-sided as you're learning how to get active on those attack strats. So, I mean, Packrunner has a chance to take 2 more here. If they find 1, solid. If they find 3, this feels real good going into their defensive side because of how defensive-sided this can be at the moment. So, second side up top, they're going to take it on over, and this might be probably maybe one of my favorite sites of Fortress, right? Because there's so much room to move, right? You've got the long haul, that's that big zone that can guard off the main breach area. If you open the breach up as well, that forces some sight lines from pretty far away, just really making sure that you've got not just pressure, but ghost pressure from anywhere. That means that swing can come from anywhere, and you got to have your head on a swivel for that.
Yeah, and the old tower side really is a place that we saw, like the Cloud9 team, and I know we got a lot of C9s on the Land of Ooh side, which is pretty funny. Fans of that C9 team, and we watched them be very good on this map. That's it. The old tower side was such an important point, such a critical place that you see push for this Dorm's game site. So I really want to see Packrunners put a little bit more focus there. The last time we saw this back on round 3 or round 2, there was basically none. And that was the start of Land of Ooh's dominance here in the second half of this first part of the game. We'll get there.
Little bit of switch up here, though, Run. They brought some cheese ops out, right? Ying and Glaz on the board. And that, I think Glaz has really entered into a fun state for Siege right now. And the fact that he's used for all kinds of things. And one of my favorites, there it is just smoking and getting in. Now he can hold on to it. He can wait for somebody to make that peek and look
no way.
He's got it. No trigger discipline there. If he doesn't hit that shot, they're alerted that he's in. Now he has to get the kill. Artix is going to find Geek off the board, and that's a tough one. 0-5 to start it as the main advantage hid in the Packrunner's hand.
Okay, Nesta takes that shot. I absolutely thought we were going to say Mookie take that shot, win it. He had it twice. And whether or not the trigger discipline was there, it honestly feels like you take that shot, win that battle. For sure you know that he's there, but okay, never mind. Now he's going to get it on Stalik. Finally, I wanted you to take that shot earlier, but you know what? I'm happy with it now. You still have got 1:15 left, and certainly put Land of Ooh defense on the back foot. Even though they still have a lot of this attacker util to cause some chaos, Warden's still left alive. He's got to hit his shots, though.
Man, he had the heads-up play there. If the shot hits, he's a hero. Unfortunately, he gets reduced to very low HP. SMG-12 to ring out and take Matumba off the board, closer to equalizing. There it is. Max now good for 2, as even though he's got an inch of life left, he is showing all kinds of signs of life here. Now into a 1v. He's got to make the play against the Glass, but you know what? Special goggles be damned. Glass just going to find one.
Yeah, that was a good adaptation here. So we see the Packrunners get the timeout buff. They take that timeout. Glass is not banned as a part of the first quarter, and he is an instrumental part of their win here on round 5. Great answer back from this team. And if you think about Fortress as a little bit of a defensive-sided map to start off with, yeah, great way to start. The Packrunners have already done the work, put the work in, and have gotten that standard split. So good job to them. And rather than rotate back up to that second floor site, yeah, they're gonna go ahead and play first floor, which, if to me feels like they probably should have played the dorm site one more time. I think they could have won that. It was close, but the Glass just proven a little bit too much. Great job from Mookie there.
All right, I like this bringing out new operator Denari, right? Those trip connectors can be specifically devilish when trying to make your pitch in here. And I think on the first floor can really be that problem causer. Look at that. They can go so far, right? You can just have a complete setup. You couple that with the Fenrir, that makes some of these quicker pushes or some of this quick real estate grab not really an option unless Esta, bringing out the Brava here, can have some success. The thing is, you got to keep the Clutch drone alive, and they're going to be watching for it.
Well, I think the Clutch was supposed to end up on the top of that wall rather than dropping all the way back down to the first floor. So a little bit of a miss there, but he certainly has the opportunity to try and reposition. And they're spending a lot of time upstairs here on the second floor, droning, watching, working that intel part. On the defensive side, Land of Oo, though, has basically avoided it. No one upstairs on the second floor. They're everybody bunkered down into that main site area right now, relying on some of the extension util to slow this attacking team down, and they've done a decent job already. A minute off this gone, with the Packrunner attack solely focused on intel gathering at this point. They still have to deal with hatches, but you know what? Honestly, this feels like they didn't bring along a super vertical heavy lineup, almost like they were expecting Land of Oo to stay on one of those second floor sites.
Well, they've got themselves that top floor. They've got in and taken the space. The problem is its extension down below completely, right? They bunker and extend it out just a tad. So yeah, you got the top space. You can start making some of that vertical, although we didn't bring much towards that, like you were saying. And man, I don't know. Yeah, caught off the back foot maybe. DMR's going to take Geek off the board.
No way.
Man, you hate to see that. If you're a Geek fan and he's down 0-6, just having a tough one here on Fortress. Does get equalized though. This was a good pick here. They take out the Glass. That means there's going to be no door planting. There's going to be no pixel peak perfection to take you off the board. So huge pick by the defense.
Yeah, honestly, when you're talking about 0-6 to start off the grand final and what was a grudge match where he was expecting this one to go crazy, that is a mental chalking start here to this game. The Packrunners, like we said, already put in the work, picked up there too. And unfortunately going to lose the Glass this time. Max, right place, right time, and takes down the top frag. This looks very good for the Land of Oo defense. You're talking about 30 seconds left. Let's get ready for this execute.
Okay, well, time has come. Man advantage is in the hands of the defense, so you got some work. There's about to be a trip connector debuff, and there it is. He goes down to the prone position, couple of pre-fires, dealt with easily. DMR rings out, shotgun to find one, and Stolix is able to take that other. And you know what? It's going to be a 4-2 on the half, and honestly, not a surprising way for it to go. I mean, you have to be firing on all cylinders to get that 3-3, I think, here at least on Fortress. So not surprised by it. Now we're into the op swap, switching gears here, and I'm wondering if bans are going to be similar on this side of the board.
Both teams, they have different play styles, right? When Packrunners had a good strategy, they took some time to talk about it. They looked very dominant, shut down a Land of Oo. Although it was a little bit off the back of Mookie and some fantastic Glass play specifically that helped them carry that forward. But you know what? It pointed out the fact that the Land of Ooh can make mistakes, and Packrunners were ready and waiting to capitalize on those. So you said it. Is it going to be the same? Well, Shield's a big part of it here. Clash and Monty going down to start, and you know the Heart Breach and the Breach Denial really felt like it was an important part of the way that some of those early rounds played out. Like the Bandit and the Cade really slowed down the attack upstairs, but all of that utility is going to be left available. It's going to be the Mira and the Ace that are not played here as the start of the third quarter. So as the defense want to run it, they're going to bring the Two Brow as part of that Breach Denial phase. And Aruni, I think right now is in a great spot for competitive Siege. I think we're seeing her played more and more often with denying intel, especially because, you know, it just feels like the DMR is where it needs to be in Siege for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. DMR, the clutch crutch move, right? If in the hands of somebody who is a killer, absolutely can get your job done. Defense bans here are so difficult for Fortress because widely, you know, Clash could be kind of that cheese off pick because it can be dealt with, right? You got to bring a couple of operators with it, but in the hands of somebody that knows how to use it, right, that can use the Clash effectively, yeah, absolutely devastating. So now you have to leave a smoke or something like that on the board, which is one of the big picks for Fortress, right? Making sure that you're slowing down that initial response or that late round response. So defensive bans right now are so difficult, and even though you made two great picks, it left some big ones on the board, smoke and a zombie at the moment.
I think that it's the area denial piece that with the Goyo that's a lot more static, right? This map has got so many small rooms that it feels like, okay, you can have the Goyos in a specific place to try and give you a little bit of that area denial, but because the map is large, you've got a lot of other avenues to try and push around. That's why I think smoke is more valuable here on this map in this way because of that. You have smoke move around, find the right place, and wow, look at that, so close to a legendary wallbang. Honestly, surprised he survived that battle.
Is holed up into the bathroom, trying to play some of that sight over defense. Going to drop down through the hatch and make a little bit of rotate, the scenic route, if you will. And as the engagement's ringing out, they're looking for one. You could hear the walls getting reinforced as they go, so still giving a different look than initially even seen in the beginning. All five alive here in this minute and a half. Now they've taken some of that halfway point territory.
I do love that we're getting a chance to see the freeze for all skin. I mean, on that on the AK is just I love it for sure. A lot of controversy about it online initially, but I'm glad we're getting to see it here in competitive Siege. That final minute of gameplay ticks down, and look at this, the barbed wire coming in hot and heavy to slow this team down, and they're getting ready for the collapse, and it feels like they have cleared out all the utility they needed, just they did not burn all the C4s, and the Packrunners make them pay for it.
Yeah, Tuberau still going to continue to keep this wall closed, and that's a diffuser down. They claim that man advantage by 2 to get into the bathroom, take another look at it. They were checking the boxes very quickly, run, right? Getting ready for that collapse on the site, getting ready for that execute, and then that slight extension through a wrench in the gears. They're playing that man advantage by 2. 26 now as it starts to count down. The pressure starting to mount here. Even barrier in hand, still going to be one of those disastrous places to push into, unknown about. And so, going to take a couple of shots, and that's the danger of it. One has made it in. That's going to be shots on his back, and that takes him down. And now it's going to be up to Geek to try to find his first. He
got it!
Yeah, he got on the board.
Okay. He got his kill. Oh, the problem was it was in a trade. And unfortunate, if you're a Land of Ooh fan, unfortunate the Packrunners pick that win up, and man, it came down to it, a gun battle for the end of that. So many people left alive, and that just felt like it was a result of the Land of Ooh attack just not moving quickly enough to start this thing off. They did a great job clearing out all that defensive utility, but too slow to start that final collapse. So they played around the dorms game side to start, which feels like it's at least a little bit backwards from what we've seen. Even most of the pros start with at this point on Fortress. So they go to the command side of the map this time around, and
Attackers have
you can
discovered
see
the location
fairly
of a
well
bomb.
already starting to set up over on the game side though, with a little bit of extension there. Not much utility going on the Horse Museum side of the map, but we'll see if they make that rotate back. They're pretty heavy over on
10
games.
seconds to insertion.
3 players in that spot right now.
I love it, right?
5 seconds remaining.
Especially because that's what they're showing. They're not showing that split push. They're being very linear in the way that they're taking space. So yeah, put a little pressure now. That'll be onto the land of Ooh to adapt for that, right? The IGL sees that their hold up on the other side could be a quick take, right? Quick drop down from the tower area, and now you've got some cover space and hit them on the cut or cut them off on the rotate back into sight. We'll see how it plays out. Either way, this is a pretty decent defensive lineup for what they're trying to do here.
Look at this, taking some shots from up on top of the roof. Geek now 1 and 7. The curse is broken. He managed to find his way into the kill count at this point in the map. So he's not going to be kill-less throughout the entire thing. Everybody at least contributing here. But drop down and take a look at this. Flank watch there from Fafnir. Running the thick lock. We saw you in chat, Bjorn, earlier. So who's going to take this shot coming from the tower, the renovation tower this time? Again, not a ton of space, not a ton of attacking happening over on that the old tower game side of the map, and that feels like maybe a little bit of a miss. Some additional pressure could be coming here from this Land of Ooh attack side.
Well, here's that problem with not keeping a smoke on those spiral stairs, right? Not having that Melusi to slow down that approach is now they've got the space they need. Right here on desk is a tough spot because it gives you access to the entirety of the site as far as sight lines, especially if you can get the wall opened up on that tower drop. So now as the Grim Beasts start going out, defense is feeling the pressure. Feeling a bunch of those attackers getting active. They're taking space. All we're looking for now is a well-placed smoke, and they're planting.
Let me take a look at this. I mean, so many sight lines here. Everybody stacked up around it, and there's the swing happen. Gain win that battle on the horse side. A minute in, and look at this. Clearing space. Takes down the Azami as well. Max was ready for it. Nesta goes down, and now in a 5v3. Land of Ooh is in a great spot for this attack.
Yeah, just wanted to get at least an equalizer, and they claim it by 2, and so smokes go out. It's going to be a plant pretty close to on the door. Max on the triple kill, as they're just going to continue to stay active.
Oh.
Stolix takes one, Geeks find his second, and it's going to be a flawless round. Gave up a ton of space on the wrong side, and that was exactly what we talked about, right? If you're going to if the IGL recognizes that they're heavy on the extension for the site overplay and instead calls a quick towards desk, they find it, and they get some devilish success from that. Now one off that match point scenario.
Yeah, I love that play there from Land of Ooh. They were objective focused as well. That was the diffuser went down with just a few seconds left in it. But you know what? Winning a couple of those gunfights, putting this this defense in a couple of 2v1 scenarios, they had all of this defensive utility cleared off that they needed to. And it was just well played, good positioning, and you know what? Just locked in right now. Land of Ooh feels like they're playing significantly better, and some of the early success we saw from Packrunners feels like it's it's been hit and miss. They've only picked up 3 rounds so far: round 1, round 5, and round 7. So no consecutive rounds here for the Packrunners yet. They have yet to really find their stride and get running, if you will.
Okay, not too far off from finding an equalizer here, but we've got to see a little bit of a change-up in the strat. Definitely leaning into some pace-setting operators here on the defense. Fenrir being brought out, Izami. Unfortunately, Izami was in a good position all the way until they had no pressure on Horse, right? As soon as that person died, he was allowed up to take the door, and that just completely stymied the defensive hold there because that Kiba barrier position was exposed. So as long as they're able to maintain their zones, having the Izami on the board could be part of this win con.
Look at this hold here. Fafnir running the thick lock, just locked in and making sure that, again, you don't get a little bit of space up on the old tower side. And this is it. They're going to clear that out. But again, you got to make the transition over from the game side, the dorm side. They're going to use the thermite this time to pull it off. Duke is sitting at 2 and 7. Oh, and I mean, he's not Jack Black, but absolutely does love that guy.
That's right. Seems like Landvu knows what to rig it to do as they're taking up all of this space right now. They've got a ton of real estate. Right now, they're in a good position to start opening up. They're getting rid of this extension util and honestly, going to be going for that execute again.
We're talking about a minute 20 left at this point. All 10 left alive. It's a little bit of that mid-round stall. We haven't really seen a lot of that in these rounds. Generally, been moving, you know, having a little bit of action, taking chunks and bits and pieces off of each other throughout this whole thing. But both teams moving a little bit slower. You said it, 1 round away from... Holy cow, that was almost a TK. He does manage to hit the C4 and not get burned by it. Well played on his side. There goes one more shot. They're going to open this thing up. That's the sight line they needed. All of this is a little bit blocked off by those Kiba barriers, but with 50 seconds left, they have got to deal with Matumba. Still, that frag leader over on the Packrunner side.
Numbers get equalized now, less than a minute on the board, so the pressure starting to mount for the attack, especially because we're already seeing some damage. Geek, though, through fire and smoke, finds one, and that's going to be a second to go down as Stalik's able to take one off the board. Answered back, Nesta on the body shot's going to still be one within that man advantage. Still just have to hold. One smoke canister still in hand and a shotgun. He's got some intel on where they're pushing at, so now effectively turns this into a 2-2. They're able to find the equalizer, then this is going to be a split push in a 1v1, leaving open room for the isolation. Time starting to count down. Tries for it. The cut is there. Triple kill on Geek. Answer back immediately. Nesta just has to hold out for 7 seconds. No diffuser in hand, so it's going to be frags only. They're pushing up. The swing. The double. But there it is. Slinky to take Nesta off the board and almost had himself a wonderful clutch. Not quite able to get that one done.
Damn, I love a good clutch when it comes up hot like that, but you said it, just barely misses. Land of Oo is on match point scenario. Now, it's just map 1 of this best of 3, so it's not a win or go home at this point, but Land of Oo ready, locked in to win their map choice and send us on to Border. Now, Border, one of those maps that, you know, gets a little bit crazy and I think really is going to play into the style that Packrunners likes, and we'll see whether or not the Shields make that change up, but we got to get through this map first. Packrunners has to be perfect for 3 on defense. A little bit of a defensive sided map. I think they can pull it off this time. They get to go back to the dorms game side, which is where they found their win back on round 7, but now all the pressure is on them. They got to be perfect for 3 rounds in a row against the Land of Oo team that has certainly been better throughout the duration of this map.
It feels like that could be, you know, a possibility, right? It's defense on Fortress, so that feels like at least the first couple of wins should come out of that. But the thing is we still have to see some of those basic default extensions being utilized where it can't get caught off guard by all of a sudden it's a rush from the other side. Now, not pretending to know what the comms are here on the defense or what the strat is, but I think WinCon here is not going to be doubled up, right? Is going to be quick reaction once the push is discovered, and then stopping the plan B.
I love this. We have not seen a lot of this this early aggression, the spawn peaks, that you know, taking a little bit of a risk on the outside of this map. I like the fact that they're making that change up here a little bit late. Shows that they still have the confidence to try and win this match, right? Mookie is there, waiting, watching. No one from the Land of Oo attack was in his range, but the fact that he went for that shot, to me, says they're playing this with that level of confidence they need now. This is interesting. The fact that the single into games is not reinforced is, you know, like baiting this attack team in, but that is a huge risk for that team. Getting that wall open is a significant push point for the attackers, and the defense is giving it away for free.
Well, we've seen it utilized on head holes, so a small rotate, not necessarily a huge issue if it leads to a kill. I think the hero zero moment here for sure. King Candelas are going to start ringing out, and look at that. Beautifully baited. The rat play underneath the window is going to find one, but
he's going to go for it.
He's able to take Nesta off the board. Glaz is there. He's taking a look, trying to catch somebody off guard. A little bit of intel, maybe some sound cues, is pinpointing a few locations directly on the other side of site, but it's just pie cutting this room. Glass has really just effectively cleared out a great space to get into plant now.
I honestly thought we were going to see the plant go down already. This feels like Land of Ood didn't take the opportunity. They were there. They had it. They're going to clear out that cage charge to be able to open up the wall, but I thought they had the angles in play to be able to hold off this defense and try and get that plant down. Packrunners right now doing a great job of holding some of these long angles, and we are stacked 4 apiece at this point. 3 of them run across. No way. What a whiff from Artix.
No kidding. A huge jaywalk scenario, and they're running.
Oh, no. No way.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good. They didn't go for the plan because Ying was taken off the board, and since that single wall wasn't open, they didn't have a line of sight across the map. So now they've got that done, and they claim that man advantage by 2 with Stalik being onto the triple kill. It's post-plant scenario. It's all going to be
no way.
Kill on pace for the ace. Are they going to let him have it here? Is it sitting at that 9-4, looking to break into that double digits? No, they're not. You know what? They just want the win. They want to get this map over with, get on to border. It's going to be a Glaz finish off the back of that beautiful 4-piece.
W play there from Land of Ood to close it out. 4K at the end. I thought we were going to see the ace, but Max picks up that win. Was the win con at the end. They win 3 in a row to close this out. Big GG's there to Land of Ood. Packrunners, you're going to need some work going into map 2. The good news is it's their pick, and it is border, my friend.
Love border. Love border, especially in the siege era that we're in currently. It's still kind of turning into a bit of a question mark now, right? Obviously, for the longest time, it's attacker sided, but when you get 2 teams of the same caliber, it honestly can't call it. Couldn't call it which one is going to be the favor going into this. So I'm really excited to see map number 2. We're hoping for all 3, but we're going to have to wait till we get back to find out what that's going to be. Sit back, relax. When we come back, we're going to bring you the second map. Ayo.
Let's go.
What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. We're back. Map number 1, Fortress. We finally got to watch it here, and it was a blast. It lived up to the hype, and see some growing room a little bit on that one for sure as those strats get developed. But now, Whiskey, now map number 2. Man, we head to border.
That's right. It certainly felt like Land of Ood was better prepared for Fortress and sort of shut down Packrunners at every turn. That felt like the new map, right? You come in, you have the strategy, you have the play that you want to go with, and Packrunners was constantly playing catch-up. They caught a couple, early on picks, but off the back of Matumba and Glaz doing a fantastic job with Mookie. Other than that, though, that was all Land of Ood. On to border, though, and this one is the Packrunners map pick and plays out much more standard, much more attacker-sided generally, and right now.
That's the fun thing about border. You don't attempt to board the helicopter, and you play run and gun siege. Now, you can have defenses that when they are locked in, when the coordination is here, when the communication is on point, who do a fantastic job at holding on to defensive sided or onto the border and making it defensive sided. But for the most part, for the majority, it is get in and click heads, punch them straight in the face, take that space. And usually, honestly, we're not even seeing a very high plant percentage on this as well when it's focused so frag heavy here. So I'm here for it. I like the bands that we're seeing right out of the gate run as we take the castle off the board. That's going to stop some really huge extensions, especially when we get onto that first floor as they go to take and claim some of that vertical space.
Couple funny things going on across the board here. I mean, you know what? I gotta say, W's in the chat for the gifted subs. We much appreciate you being here and honestly supporting the channel. So close to partner at this point, and we are glad that you're a part of it here. And you know what? Why didn't they give like 6 or 7 more subs? That's a great question. I don't know why Ubisoft only or Twitch only allows you to go with 5 or 10. You know what? 6 or 7 could be that little bit of boost that they needed. Now, all right,
you heard him.
Now,
6, 7.
here's the other thing that was great in the chat is if you haven't been paying attention to some of the competitive Siege, there's a problem with the custom servers right now, which sometimes makes it difficult to pick which one you're playing on. There are several that are unavailable for play right now, Central US being a big one, along with South Central US. So normally we're seeing games on East as the primary, a little bit of West occasionally, and sometimes unintentionally West. The players confirmed in the chat that, yeah, it got hosted accidentally on West. Changed at the last second, apparently. They're ready for it, though. Let's see what happens on a border out West.
Okay, here we go. Defense. Obviously going to see some of that top 4 play to start us out. It's the standard, it's the norm, it's how you play to or border when you start us out. This time, though, the 2 operators banned out onto the first one. Smoke and Malusi going to be on the board, but look at that. Max tries to get in early, took some real estate, and paid for his hubris. The thing is, you can't push alone or your life could be forfeit with no buddy system in play.
It gets down to it. A good intel here coming in. A minute of this is already gone, and yeah, Max goes down. The MVP from that previous map. Big loss here to the land of U to start this thing out. Now, a little bit of an extension game. How far out? How much space and security are they going to try to push? Man, another shot from Arctics takes down Geek, and man, that was a tough spot. He really struggled to get anything going on that previous map, and one of the first here to go down from the land of U's side is not a great way to start out. 5v3, minute 30 left, but this thing already feels over.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of times this first round is really that check your bona fides round, right? See what it is that you're bringing to the table and what's the statement piece here, right? And for Packrunners, the statement piece is aggression. They said, look, it's border. We're going to lock in and just make sure that we're not going to let you inside of the building, right? And that's a good first step. That makes it very skyscraper-like. Fafnir able to answer back finally, stopping the flow of bleeding, but not before or not after his life gets forfeit. So all up to Stolix now is a 1v3. Not a terrible place to start your comeback from. It looks a lot better than a 1v5.
Still, 1v3 is certainly a tough climb at this point. So running the DMR, can he take this shot? I mean, hearing that one of the players is over on the security side, thought maybe you might take a shot, but with that reinforced, the Rooney's got plenty of room to move around safely. And it puts Stalik, you said it, in a tough position. He's still got 3 arrows left, but not enough time.
Start to make the push up. Oh, a couple of free fires. Knows he's got something coming, and just is on point. He gets up towards the top, looking towards that rotate there, and honestly, some just great movement out of Stolix here. He's looking to potentially try to pistol pop here. He is going to get it.
Gets it!
7 seconds left. Not enough time as the diffuser's cold, but he can try to get a little frag heavy here. It takes some fancy firing, though, to get that one done. They're not going to find it. Defense is going to do it. They're going to do it dramatically, right? It was a big first round, and this is what we were talking about pre-show for map 2, is if your defense is well coordinated, if it is aggressive, if it can hold your zone without giving up life, then you're going to be successful here, and they did exactly that.
Now, the thing about it is we're talking about border, attacker-sided generally, with the exception of second floor. That's the best spot we see the defense trying to pick off and win battles, especially when you don't have a very solid push from either, say, the east side, west. I mean, they were a little bit too spread out, but 2 early picks outside the building put Packrunners in basically a very easy defend position. So as we move down to those first floor sites, we're going to see bathroom tellers play it out. This one much more difficult from a defensive perspective. Tons of vertical play that can happen. And if Land of Ooh can at least approach the building with a 5 stack, this could be a little bit more even of a round.
Okay, yeah, down to the bottom as you talk about it. I mean, the fun part is, though, because we went with those architectural operators off the board first, that castle and them, hey, we've got some fun ones down there, so this extension could be huge. Not really a ton of gadgets here to get active, but when you're speaking of the Malusi alone is reason enough to bring the clutch.
Yeah, I love the fact that that Brava continues to be one of those ops that is a fun interaction here in Siege. But look at this, the little bit of the run out, and Mookie gets it! Takes down Stalik. He was a huge part of this attack. Running the ram, those boogie drones is what they needed to try and open up some of these vertical sight lines. That is a huge loss for this attack, and W run out there from the Packrunner defense. That's the kind of confidence and defensive posture you want to see teams taking those extra chances.
Ness is going to find Max off the board. Man advantage now again by 2 as they make a dicey run across some of that soft breach. But, you know, again, it's going to be that attack finding themselves working off the back foot here. Fine ping to go out, looking towards the top of East. Just absolutely fried. Mookie takes one and then does see the down finally onto Mookie at the top of East, but not out just yet. Still unconfirmed on the kill. He's going to get picked back up, and that's going to take us to a true 5v2.
Man, already, once again, Land of Ooh down in a huge way. We said that generally attacker sided. The problem is right now, Packrunners just hitting some of their shots. I mean, taking away the vertical piece of it, forcing some of these 1v1 engagements. And yeah, we're already seeing it early at this point. Timeout requested. W play there as Artix picks out Slinky with that C4. Huge play there at the end. And look at this. The ADS grabs that Nomad charge. So nothing available to try and make this push in. Fafnir, great shot. Can he win 1, maybe 2?
No, it's going to be a flawless. Defense just has enough to get it done, and it's going to be a little bit of, there it is, yeah, a little bit of the peeky boo strat that's going to end up taking that one. And that's going to be a dramatic. It's 2-0 on the defensive border to start this one out.
Okay. We saw this similar to the previous match where we saw Packrunners win round 1, and then Land of Ooh went 3 in a row, and they took that timeout again early. It felt like it was a little bit of a momentum shift. We saw the timeout buff come into effect. The team that takes that timeout 60-70% of the time wins the next round with a little bit higher frequency. Land of Ooh hoping to get some of that magic because tough start here on border. This was Packrunners map pick. We know that they are good on this map. They're consistently good, and this 5 stack are ready for it. So early on, feels like we're destined for a map 3 for Land of Ooh. Picked up a win on a Fortress 7-3 to start this thing out. But the timeout, can this change the direction of the map?
Potentially, right? Especially so early on, and if you get that win off of that, yeah, that's a momentum changer. So, good idea to take it now, talk about it, and really try to fix just some of those small mistakes. Now headed over to the vent workshop side, and like one of the operators and see it on the board, Solus is here on the side of the defense, and oh, man, it's so difficult to decide which is better, the shotgun or the P90, and I know that's such a weird conversation to have, but honestly, very map specific. On border, I love the Solus shotty, right? There is so much soft breach around that you can just be absolutely devastating while unbeknownst to anybody even sitting beside you. So honestly, love this pick out of the defense.
Yeah, agreed. I think Solus is a great pick. Mookie playing the Warden Shoddy combo. I mean, they are locked in right now for some of that close quarters combat, expecting Land of Ooh to get in their face. They won some of these long-range battles, though, putting them ahead in the man count. So, We can have the Aruni and that DMR catch one, maybe two. Then let the shotguns clean this up, and Packrunners continue momentum that they have been carrying all the way through the start of this map. But Land of Oo is ready for it on their side. Couple DMRs as well, with both Max and Geek running them here. And tons of intel right now. They're working. Good combo between roam clear, just a little bit of soft destruction, flank watch. Land of Oo brought a little bit of everything to this battle.
Made their way in at the top of East. A couple of members here of Land of Oo still killless as we're into the third round now. So definitely going to be part of the impact here is seeing them get on the board. Got a lot of attention to intel here. So looking to make sure and take that vertical space and then hold on to it. But it's intel and opportunity. So bringing both the Dokkaebi and the Lion out for this feels like a good call.
Yeah, right now, the intel part making this difficult. And oh, wow, that was a W play. Aroni holding down the angle from Fountain. Clears off those the Hibana charges to keep the mirror window intact. This is locked down at the top of those stairs, and really it feels like it is completely slowed down, just disrupted this Land of Oo attack. They don't feel like they're able to get anything going. Nothing on the east side. I mean, they're in the bathroom, but they need to make the transition over to Fountain, and they do not have vertical in play. Matumba upstairs holding down to Armory, plus top 90 with Nesta. This is not a way that Land of Oo is going to be able to pull off this attack downstairs. With vertical control up, there is no way they make this plant happen.
Man, honestly, I'm sure that Mira is like completely acceptable and everybody knows about it, but I've never seen that. And with that top floor hold, a security heavy, oh man, I absolutely love that with a rotate into Fountain. Geek's able to take Matumba off the board, and there goes the Solus. Answered again, though. It's gonna find a double. Nesta with a huge response. Slink is able to take him off the board. Now gets us into an equalized 3-3. It's 30 seconds left to make your move, and the plant starts going down, but there it is. You talked about it, the vertical. It had to be dealt with, and they did not. Another answer back, though. Artix gets taken off the board. Diffuser is cold, and it's a low health scenario for Geek. As he starts to make his way up the stairs, has to find this engagement. Off the office, isn't going to get it just yet. And he's starting into retreat mode, but he's not guns up, so Vector's going to claim it. Now up to one bullet Geek to pull this off, and only 8 seconds to get it done, which means Packrunners is looking at a perfect 3-0 start on border defense.
Perfect 3-0 start. Plus, after the timeout, Land of Oo looked like they had gained the momentum that they needed until Nesta and the double rings out. And then, just as we talked about it, Warden Mookie playing upstairs on the second floor in archives shuts the plant down as it's going. We said you cannot plant if the vertical is controlled by the defense, and they showed us why on that round. Packrunners playing lights out right now to start this thing. Flow state, they say in the chat, and honestly, I'm here to agree with it. First quarter is done, the next set of bands come out, and Cade and Nomad go down. A little bit of that flank watch gone from the Land of Oo side. Gonna make it a little bit easier, potentially, for the Packrunners defense to move and get a little bit of mobility, but doesn't feel like that was really a piece of the gameplay they were lacking at this point.
Well, I think it's, aimed at taking down one of the top frags, which for the other side is honestly not saying very much, as Mookie has the same scoreline as the entirety of Land of Oo in their KDs at the moment, right? They both sitting 6 kills, one as a team, one as a player. So take the person they were bringing a ton. He's got a couple of kills, at least 2. So take him off the board, force him onto another one. I'm not mad at that, right? At a 3-0 start, it's hard to really determine, what actually was the pinch point. So in the micro game, it's kind of a question mark here.
Oh, look at this. They take down the environmental ingredients, and Clash loses a tiny bit of health trying to play the top of those east stairs. So Land of Oo making the approach this time again. Not so much pressure coming from the outside that heavy defensive aggression play. They're not going to run it this time. I don't know that they need to. They already caused this team to slow down on the approach. So well played there from the Packrunners D early on. Just sow those tiny seeds of doubt in the Land of Oo's mind.
Got eyes on him.
All right, Damos ping is out as they're looking to take advantage of some of this vertical, and it's going to get right underneath it and start to put the pressure on, and not taking any shots is kind of towards that harder area to get over. He's, man, had a shot there, but didn't reload his gun, so wasn't able to be quite effective. First one goes down, and that was part of the win con here for Faf as they take Mookie off the board. So Frag Leader done and dusted, and Land of Blue finds themselves in the best opportunity to find a round so far yet on Border. Able to answer back as Max goes down, going to keep him killless at the moment. Put us into a 4-4 with just over 1:30 left to go.
Yeah, you said it. Mookie needed to go down, man. 6-1 at this point. Had the perfect 6-0, but Fafnir has answered back, and Geek then as well. Couple of trades ringing out, and now huge play there from a double from Fafnir. 1:20 left, and it is all up to Arctics and the Clash. I don't want to say unwinnable at this point, but certainly much more difficult, especially if you're going to run out. He goes for the knife and misses. Are you kidding me?
Man, although, gonna be honest, after my own heart here, I love the knife play. Honestly, so good.
That's a level of confidence you don't normally get to see. That's what you get when you're watching a little bit of T4. Let's freaking go. No one takes those kind of chances. But you know what? With all of the money on the line, go for it, my friend.
That's right, right? Landezvous claims their first and now is on the board. On the attacker side. So a little bit of switch up air out of the defense to the bathroom tellers down below, and we've seen intel op on board. Mozzie here, finally unquarantined from his little adventure. Those were a lot of interesting TikToks and screenshots on Twitter of all the 120 pests you could use.
Oh, damn, what a great shot there. I love the run out. I love that confidence. You know what? I am not going to win a 1v3. No way is it going to happen. Not as a Clash. Not in this situation. Not with what was on the table. Yeah, just send it, brother. Send it, my friend.
Now, you're watching here, Mozzie getting his drones out, and you're wondering, you're like, why in the world is he meleeing those drones? Why is he shooting those drones? He's Mozzie, you can use them. Well, if you're new to Siege, a little bit of an insight for you. Taking out all the drones first means that you get to use those Mozzie pests on the drones that are remaining, and that is going to take up another potentially 4 spots of drones, leaving you only 1 or 2 of them left, depending on how many survive the first. So just a little bit of an insight there. It's going to see a kill already. Matumba in the retribution kill on the Geek is going to take him down and give that man advantage over to Packrunners.
Honestly, there's no reason that Geek should have been able to get that kill. Arctics absolutely should have got the knife. Just a little bit crazy. He was going to win him the round. But Geek got a little bit of a free one there at the end. So you said it, retribution, payback. They're going to lose the Grim, all that attacker util gone. So all the play upstairs, though. This time, Fafnir going to run that Deimos, look for some of that top-down clear, and standing on top of that non-breachable floor, protect himself to give the rest of the team some of that intel. And they've managed to burn a ton of time on this defense. 5 alive, half the round gone at this point, and Matumba feels like he is right place, right time every round as he picks off another one.
Man advantage by 2. Plenty of time in which to work. Plenty of time in which to find the equalizer. Still holding on to the top of East Stairs, and he's kind of locked in. A couple of kills is going to ring out. Almost gets away with it. SMG-12 to find it. A quick prone is going to see some safety now behind some cover as he takes the shot, but a little bit of danger. Warden's going to move back to the safety, and now the power of friendship's going to come through Nesta to put some pressure towards that rotate as well. Find some shots upstairs. Max takes Mookie off the board. Win con yet again has been met here by Landezvous, but answered immediately. Max gets taken off the board. 4v2. Feeling again like it's starting to fall apart for Landezvous here on Border as Packrunners is demonstrating a masterclass of defense and how to hold on to it. Now into a 1v4. Slinky the last alive, and he's got to be perfect for 4.
Needed to be perfect for 4 kills at that point, but just wrong place, wrong time. And Packrunners right now feeling very good. This was their map pick coming into Border. We were expecting that, Landezvous chose to start on the attacking side, the stronger side on Border, especially with a team that is very good playing aggressively, but they've been basically unable to match the positioning and play from Packrunners so far. Looks very good. Now, they did find one, so it's not going to be a total shutout 6-0 half like we saw yesterday on that Outlast Contender League Grand Final here on the Siege Double Shot channel. So it's not going to be so one-sided, but Packrunners, at least right now, as we get to the final round of the half, looks very strong. And Landezvous's been unable to match it both in intensity and in the vertical control. So we'll see if they change that up this time. Geek switching onto the shield gives them a little bit of that hard support boost that maybe they need. But you know what? With Matumba running that mute, shotguns all over the place. 3 of this team running big heavy shotguns this time. Landezvous is up against a very strong close quarter combat defense.
Well, we're looking at execute heavy lineup here out of the attack, so we'll see what they're bringing to the table. Going to look for some early kills here on the east side of it, as he's got himself a little bit of a rotate out, but nobody really showing anything. So, unfortunately, not going to be rewarded there, but also, fortunately, not going to lose his life in the exchange. If you're looking at full west side, at least for the initial part, they're already starting to put some pressure towards that break room side, trying to get in towards security. They've got a little bit of work to do as he's stuck up there onto the head hole. They've got him sussed out. He's might have to do the drop off here any second. There's 4 angles he can get hit from.
Yeah, exactly. And he pulls that drop. It just says, you know what, nope, in their way out. But that's a full minute of gameplay just wasted at this point. So he has, that security side certainly important, but even more important over on that the Armory Archive side. So that's just a piece of the vertical they're going to need. They have to continue to push this top side and then make the transition down to the first floor. So still feels like they're moving a little bit slowly, finally gaining some control upstairs, gaining a little bit of space, but you can still see those orange outlines holding down the Armory Archive side of the map. So still plenty of work that needs to be done before they even make the transition. And they're going to work the intel side, the drone side of this, steal away the Malusis. What else can he try and take to make their job just a little bit easier?
Well, how about a life? That'll do well for taking if you're trying to push over. They clear out part of that 2F control, which means there's only 2 other members up here, but it's 1:14 left. So it's going to start to become vital that they knock these 2 defenders, these 2 top floor players down, force them into that rotate or their lives, or claim their lives. You try to open up that main wall. Warden is going to be sussed out, and he's going to make the drop. Everybody now put down onto the first floor, and they're doubled up. You can see the buddy system in place, ready for the refrag here, because that's especially what they're going to need. If they lose that gun battle, you can't go down 5-3 with this amount of time left, and there it is. Faf takes him off the board. No response either. So now they've claimed the vertical. Now they claim the man advantage by 2. All that's left to check the box is protect the president. Get inside and plant.
They have got this. This looks like it's the play that's going to work. 30 seconds left. Vertical control in hand. 5v3 scenario. Landezvous, there's no way they throw this round, right?
You just cast her curse. There goes the first. Does get answered back. Slinky and Max able to take it off the board. Now all up to Mookie. He's been the frag leader. A little bit of disorientation going on. The plan is going down, looking towards that first if he can find it. But no, the cross is there. Above and below, they're going to find it. No chance for a take back. 4-2 is going to see it, and it's going to be defensive sided on Border.
Yeah, I think that speaks to the strength of this Packrunners team on their map pick, right? We saw Landezvous come in very prepared for Fortress. It lost just a handful of rounds in what was certainly a more dominating map. We get into one that Packrunners felt comfortable about, and yeah, they're going to win this battle. They win it on defense, and now they get to go on to attack. So Landezvous better freaking lock in. What are they going to do? Glass and Smoke. What a wild pair of bands here. It feels very 2026, and I like it.
man, those two operators though have become so instrumental in some of these new strats that they've been cooking up. Honestly, the Glass Band, I could see the Glass Band even before the new Glass meta that's going on, because he was so good at holding on to that rappel and punishing you for jaywalking anywhere, right? So now the Ying to follow it up, that does feel a little bit old school there for sure. But a zombie on this other side also makes sense. Smoke has become pivotal in some of these holds. So seeing the smoke ban, it just shows that we are in a growth stage here for Siege. That's a W.
Now, you know, we talked about this being a little bit of a grudge match. The AEL2 grand final between essentially some members of these two teams, Geek versus the Packrunners in that battle, Lycus Empire versus Have Gun Will Travel, and Border was a part of that map pool. And it was a Packrunners 7-5 victory on that game. So, got a little bit of a history. The grudge match includes this Border map. So, what can Land of Ooh do to try and find a win here? Well, let's start by locking down the floor upstairs. We said it, not going to have Glass, not going to have the Ying. So, they want the cheese ops. They want to force the Packrunner attack to be a little bit more methodical, a little bit more of that strategic siege. They're going to have to do it without the smoke and the Azami. And Azami, I think, is certainly overpowered here on Border.
Yeah, the Mira. Interesting. All right. Well, here we go. It's time to get started. I like seeing a Border with the Mira on board. Super W. And brought some fun operators to the board. We've been seeing the Sens being utilized quite a lot, not necessarily for post-plant or pre-plant play, but more towards that space taking, right? In the same sense of Fenrir's, you can't hit what you can't see. Sens plays that same sort of logic. So some of those areas that are more difficult to get in, going to make it extremely difficult to find it if the Sens is there. But of course, in true fashion, I'm going to caster curse Sens off the board, and we're going to say
no
goodnight
way.
to them.
Wow, I was just literally about to say that Max was the MVP from that previous round. Really struggled to get anything going on Border, hence slowly moved his way into the top frag on the Land of Ooh side. Before I even got to say that comment, though, downed by Nesta on the shield one more time, this time on the Blitz. We saw Blitz banned on the previous map, but it felt like that might be part of the reason why Nesta very good on the Blitz and takes down that previous MVP. So, now in a 4v3 scenario, Land of Ooh still has a little bit of the upper hand. They're still playing on defense on the stronger defensive part of this map, and holding on to some power positions. Yeah, Two-Brow back, holding on to that main breach on the valley side, the west side of the map. What are you going to do in this case? Man, C4 as well, still in pocket. 3 of them from the Land of Ooh defense. With a minute left, it doesn't feel like it's going to take all 60 seconds, my friend.
No kidding. Now, you still do have the Spearhead. He's got some flashes in. They open up a little bit across from 90 here, hoping to see somebody slow down or make a mistake and jaywalk across it. But now, Blitz has made his way inside. C4 to ring out. Not going to find anything just yet. Matumba able to find Faf off the board. Some damage towards Blitz as he makes his way into sight. A little bit of intel as the Grimbees are there. They're revealing the location here off the chassis that it's double. Pistol rings out, and that's going to find it. C4 to claim one again, and there it is. Slinky takes that final pick. Sheesh, what a crazy round.
DMR meta, my friend. DMR meta, and the defense finds one upstairs second 4 as expected. That felt like the right play, right time for this Land of Ooh D. Now, that's the expected one. The rest of these, certainly attacker sided. So what can Packrunners do? This time they're going to have to clear out the bathroom teller's side. And interestingly enough, they're going to bring out this defense, bringing out Cade. Fafnir running that breach denial piece, so kind of interested to see where they want to lock this down. What's the places? Is it all going to be on the hatches, or are they going to try and block some of those direct sight lines? Extend over onto the workshop side? Looking like a no as Max reinforces some of those off, and then Slinky running the clash. The mobile Mira along with Geek's stationary Mira to try and lock this thing down.
10 seconds to go.
So funny how well you can hear the announcer speaker.
5 seconds to go.
We're so close to it up there. Almost tied up. Defense has found one. Other side of the board, Matt's going to start to put a little bit of pressure on the Packrunners here, right? You can't let them get that momentum started. You need to close this map out, or there is going to be no map 3. Pressure for the entry pick, or the early pick here, almost feels necessary.
Setting up a breaching sequence.
We'll see what they bring to the table.
Air trap planted. Ready to go.
Yeah, when you're in that free cam mode and get a chance to be close to that speaker, it'll remind you, do not attempt to board the helicopter. For good reason, too, because that's not where the action is happening. It's down below downstairs. Seeing the passport side completely locked down, reinforced off, plus an Aruni gate in play. Love the Aruni here, but the question is, what's Packrunners gonna try to work around that side? Yeah, clear out one of the mirror windows out of the Canadian. Oh, did he catch it? Did he miss that? No way. Mira moved in front of the laser at the last second and keeps the window alive.
Man, W play by the mirror, understanding that the Twitch is coming in to take that thing out and is able to successfully guard it. That's going to be some of that vertical held onto. Monty, though, a quick down east stairs has claimed some big vertical space. No can opener, so he's not going to be able to open up that single wall. In fact, nobody outside of the ace is going to be able to, and he's going to take some shots from Custom right as he's in a position to be of help. The Custom's play is going to make it even more dangerous. Looking for more. Almost rewarded with it again. Now he knows he's close. A pre-fire could end this as he starts to get in and put the pressure onto him. Oh, huge play. 5-3. They're going to claim it. Artix does go down, so that single wall is going to stay closed, unfortunately, but they're a little bit split up now. Main Customs and still onto that vertical play. Defense has got to hold on, and they've got a minute to do so.
I don't know why Artix made that push. He knew that you had somebody playing in passport to try and block off that sight line. It just felt like a little bit of a miss, but look at this. Clash, the shield v shield scenario, but a long-range shot from Mookie takes down the Clash. 40 seconds left. Solid play here from Packrunners. It is all up to Max, the frag leader on the Land of Ooze side. Can he pass up? Stall? No, man. Now he's got a post-plant scenario to work with.
Yep. Air jab's going to go off. That's going to reveal the location. They know exactly where Max is sitting, and that's going to be the vertical to take over. Packrunners is going to find it, and they're going to get on the precipice of a match point scenario.
Well, we said solid attacking round on these first floor sites. Landezvous cannot go back upstairs for one more round. So they're going to play Vent Workshop this time. Don't repeat that bathroom tellers side of this. And, man, 3-5, so close, one round away. Landezvous has got to lock in right now to stop this onslaught, hopefully get them close. Otherwise, Packrunner looking for a win on their map pick to send us to Clubhouse.
Attackers have located a bomb.
What an interesting map for our third as well, right? You can't get more down the middle than that. More textbook, more default. So you'll have the first round, the first map, which was new and fresh and defender-sided. You have the completely opposite, where we head to a quick-paced border, and then you end it off where fundamentals means everything. This is probably one of my favorite map lineups, and no bias towards any team, but sure would love Packrunners to seal the deal here so we get a map 3.
Well, the way they've been playing so far on their map pick, that feels like the way we're going. And honestly, we've got no favorites in the game. We love both of these teams. It's always tough to choose, especially when you're a caster here in this place. But just the way that they've been playing so far, this is looking very good for this team. So Landezvous is going to have to really bring some heat here. And look at this, clearing out some of the defensive util, getting rid of those Goyo canisters. Great play. Max back on that the Aruni and the DMR, though. That's the piece that they're going to have to watch out for. Those long-range shots have just been reigning supreme on this map. The difference maker.
Absolutely. It's all that soft breach. It just makes it for, man, you could just get hit from anywhere. Made their way up top, going to start opening up into Fountain, wanting to put pressure onto some of these 2F players. And again, it's going to be a split approach here by Land of Blue, a 3-up, 2-down scenario. So a little bit more of an investment to holding on to Bo3, really. Sometimes we see them head all 4 up. I think that's good, right? Packrunners has done a great job at adapting and calling in their plan B. So IGL sees there's one on site, they're going to get in and try to take something quick.
Half this round gone and no deaths at this point. That's unusual for how Border's been playing out. It has normally had at least one of these early engagements, maybe 2 at this point. So all 10 left alive. This kill feed about to be stacked in that final minute. Nesta's going to open this thing up, though, taking down Stalik. And how about a second one here from this Packrunner squad? How about a third as well? 5v3 scenario. We said this was a difficult site for the defense to hold. Packrunner showing them why. And both of them on the first floor. No one upstairs holding down the long range kill there, but nobody holding down the vertical. Max in a very tough spot. Man, take a look at that kill count. He is holding on to the magic number.
That's right. Plant's starting to go down. Can he use the power-up of 6-7 to find it? He does. First one goes down, now into a 1v4, but it's a post-plant. You've got the vertical and the others to deal with.
Okay, Max.
To ring out. Yeah, now he has found some space. Now he's got some room to work, and he's forced some movement. The crossfire's there. He's going to matrix his way out of there as he doesn't die, but he's a bullet. Flashes ring out, looking for another kill. Can't quite find it yet. A second flash, holding off the chassis, and not enough to get it done. Match point scenario to Packrunners.
It's not a winner go home scenario yet. Packrunners match point scenario here to pick up map 2 of the grand final. It's a best of 3 because the teams wanted it to be that way. They didn't want to go for all 5 here on a Saturday night. But we're glad you're here with us for a little Saturday night siege, the grand final here in the Mukbang Season 8. Right now, it feels like Packrunners locked in on their map pick, getting ready to send us to Clubhouse. And you said it, very different maps across this across the landscape, right? If you had Clubhouse, Nighthaven, yeah, some similarities. Maybe give us some indication of which way it was going to go. But Fortress, very different from Border, very different from Clubhouse. So I cannot wait to see what we got in store for us. Now, Landezvous, can they pull this off? They got to be perfect for 3, my friend, just to send this thing to overtime. The good news for them is they're back on the defensive stronghold upstairs on the 2F.
Worked out well for him last time, and as the bans come through, the Mira is going to stay up, having chose the Aruni instead. You know, they found ways to deal with the Mira. So, honestly, I'm not terribly mad at it, and Twitch was one of those ways, so that's a little bit of a ouch. But other than that, you know, not a bad pick. The Twitch, though, however, feels instrumental. Feels like this extension util that you've got up. And I'm talking specifically every single thing that can be used by the defense currently. Goyos, Miras, Zodos, Grismoths, and the Wamai disc, right? All of that could be susceptible to the Twitch. So honestly, in the battle of who wins the bans, I feel like the Twitch pick might have did it.
I mean, it certainly makes Fafnir's mirror windows significantly more valuable in this case. You can bring out the Ella to protect the shields, maybe slow Nesta down just a little bit. I like it as well. This is a good one. It's going to make, again, also the Goyo canisters a little bit more valuable now. Look at this. They're going for a quick plant scenario. They're just going to run right in. The smoke's coming out. Do they have a C4 in play? There's 2 of them. They need to try one of these here, but it's a TK to ring out.
Tough, and it's a TK onto the spearhead. It is going to be answered again. Landezvous going to come up with one.
Oh, no way!
Equalizes and finds it again. Now into a 3-2 scenario. All of a sudden, the Grimbees are out. Locations are real. They're going to get into a 2-2. It's a Western showdown. No diffuser in hand, but the global gadget of Finka to keep both of these members alive and well. Faf and Geek standing between potentially seeing map 3 or just getting one more round. Diffuser starting to go down, making the push up towards the top of the metal. He hears the sound.
Faf wins that.
Huge swing is able to take him off the board. Man, combo plays so good. If Faf misses that shot, round is over, but he lands it, and that allows Geek to get up and stop from the other side on the pinch. And what a beautiful play by Landezvous. TK, youch.
Yeah, that was one of those quick executes that we absolutely love to see in Rainbow Six Siege, especially when you're playing in the T4 trenches trying to win that money. But it all fell apart, completely just chaos in that execute. I thought maybe the C4s would ring out, but no, all they
Attackers
needed
need
was
to
a
locate and
TK
defuse
to start
bomb.
clearing out pack runner attackers before they're even really able to be successful. Big kill there and gives Landavoo that boost they needed. Now that was on the second floor, my friend. The defensive stronghold on this map. Now the real work starts for Landavoo. Can they hold on to a win downstairs on the first floor? They have been unsuccessful so far. Both of the lower sites, bathroom and vent, we saw back on round 8 and 9, where attacker wins. So Landavoo is going to have to do better than they've done on any previous round
10 seconds
if they want to
insertion.
hold on to their hopes of winning this in 2, or we're going to see
5
a map
seconds
3.
Well, in the perfect for 3 scenario, they find their first and they did it well. Surviving the pressure and the onslaught of a quick plant. Ready for a run out here. Does see no damage done as they're able to get behind the fencing. It was double there. That was a double run out. They tried it from both sides. That was beautiful. You run one way and you die. Fortunately, they just did it a little bit too late. So all 5 alive here, so they're going to get some drones in and take a look.
Clearing out the utility, getting rid of the cam, stealing the intel, making it a little bit more difficult to try and manage around it, and relatively quick. Less than 1 minute in and already started to run some of that. But you saw the player outside one more time. Look at this. Only one of the Goyo canisters in play on that window. So this looks like the main focus here for the attackers. They're spending a little time upstairs making sure they've got that vertical cleared out, because they cannot plant once again if they still have some of the vertical held by the defense. So they've got to get that, and then a quick hop in the window to close this thing out. But look at this. Nesta goes down. The Flores is there.
Well, it's Solus is just feeding that intel, sitting on the drone. It's an easy kill, potentially, if you're not behind some of that secured cover. So they do get the pickup, though. Nesta is recovered, and instead it's going to see Faf on the other side of it get taken down, and that's going to be Mozzie relegated to whatever cams he was able to find out of this. Now, they were heavy into the intel here. Valkyrie's there as well. MP7 to take Matt off the board. That's a headshot and an equalizer, and a good thing for the defense, because now you stopped the intel on where your intel's at.
No way.
Match to take one. Mookie goes down. Man advantage now into hands of Landavoo.
Yeah, Mookie just looking the wrong way there, distracted, trying to find where up top it was going to happen, but Vronix answers back, take down Max. Mitumba was that kill leader plus Mookie, so the rest of the squad is going to have to try and carry their hopes for a win here on round 10. So here's the question, 3v3, 43 seconds left. Still a little bit of intel from this defense, but no one... Oh, they do have one upstairs. Stalik is still there in security. So they have room. They have some space to try and make this and hold this downstairs. And there it is. The vertical kill coming in.
That was huge. You talked about it. Can't get in and plant if you can't displace them. And they finally get up there and claim that vertical, and now can grab some cams as well.
No way.
To get
What
a
is he
little bit of
doing?
intel.
There's no time.
No, there's time. It's a soft hatch, and you can give your teammates some intel. Unfortunately, they were there to watch the hatch, so not going to be able to do anything about that. But yeah, 15 seconds, grab the cams, get a last second bit of intel, and you could find yourself off the back of a double as soon as they swing.
Felt like, man, maybe a little bit of a rotate there to try and find one. Just get out of the way rather than give away that position. Open up that hatch and then rotate rather than spend the time grabbing the intel. But, I mean, you say it all the time. Intel is king in this game, so that could have been the difference maker. But Land of Oo was ready for it, and we said it was going to be a tough situation. They had not found a way to win on the first floor until it absolutely mattered. In a win or go home, or a win and go to map 3 scenario, Land of Oo pulls it off. And Packrunners said, you know what? Let's take this time out. Close this freaking map out right now, my friend, before we got to fight it out on club. We need to find this win here. We cannot let the Land of Oo team win it in 2. W
Yeah,
timeout.
man, that would be devastating, right? You do such a stellar performance, almost ensuring yourself a map 3. And then Landezvous has just counterattacked, right? They have just been wonderful on time torching, on utility extension, and holding
Defenders,
on to that
protect your bombs from
vertical.
being
I mean,
defused
we're
by
talking, you
attackers.
said we got that kill up top at 15 seconds left. So beautiful wasting of time. 30-second meta not going to be in play. And now Packrunners are starting to sweat a little bit. It's literally go big on this round or potentially go the heck home.
Yeah, we had not been talking about a winner go home scenario here because Packrunners were in the lead and they looked like they had this thing on lockdown until Landezvous showed up. It needed to be perfect for 3. They have pulled off 2 in a row. They won the second floor.
10 seconds to
They
insertion.
beat all odds here at this point and won a first floor site, and so now they get to play
5 seconds
bathroom
left
tellers
before
as the second. What are they going to do upstairs? Will Geek run in that to the clash upstairs? Going to bolster this, and they've got 4 of the players holding on to 2F holds at this point. It was just Max with the Goyo downstairs on the first floor. Everyone else is stacked on that second floor. So the opening pick here is going to be such a huge point. It really put Packrunners in a difficult situation on that previous round and felt like the start of the fall. So what are they going to do? Mutumba. And he was that guy that went down. Got to stay alive. He's playing the Ram, is a key part of the vertical hold here to put pressure on that defense. Mutumba's got to get his utility in and working.
Well, no, he's going to get some of those actions going, and you called him out. 12-7, having a great game, really trying to secure himself a spot on map number 3. And now they've taken up some of this critical space. They're here. Everybody outside of Stalik has moved back down, but he's in a bit of a rat spot. He is going to be sussed out, so it's going to be tucked between tail between his legs as he runs down metal.
And minute 42 left, just opening up some of this. The combination of the sledge, we don't see the sledge very often, but sledge plus Ram, they're making quick work of all of this. Tons of vertical space here all over the place now. So there's an opportunity for Landezvous to take some shots upstairs, but right now making it difficult to open the hatch. Man, we said Mutumba needed to stay alive, use that util, and how about picking up that first kill as well?
Does get answered back. In fact, they do it double time. Max able to pick one up onto Matt as well, taking us into a 4-3. Dangerous situation.
Nice
but there it
Nesta.
is. Does get answered back. Nesta gets taken off the board by the Reaper. Grenade starts to head out towards the flash, and that's going to be the plant going down. Had to run now in
No
a difficult
way.
position, but they're going to be rotating around towards 90 as the pressure's coming. Just W game sense, but Slinky on the pre-fire is going to find one. Post-plant scenario now. Have to retake into sight. Max is going to find another one. It's all going to be up to line, but they're not going to be able to get it done. And
No way!
one, I think it's fair to say it, my friend. We're going to overtime.
W play there from Landezvous. He's going to catch, Artix is going to catch one extra there with the Claymore at the end of it, but man, you said it. The diffuser goes down, post-plant scenario, but Landezvous was ready for it. This was a grudge match, a rematch from AEL, a rematch from several other leagues, as these teams have been playing against and with each other for a long time in the T4, T3, T2 arena. And it's all happening here on Mukbang. Which one of the teams is going to come out ahead now? If you're the Packrunners, maybe start to sweat, maybe start to worry. Landezvous is up 1-0 in the best of 3. If they can find a way to win here on Border, this thing is done and they win the money.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Had to be perfect for 3. You said it. They did it. Now up to the 2F. They're going to have to get on the attacker side of it, or stay on the attacker side of it. Packrunners. They need a little bit of some hope and some help here. They had a dominant lead and then have just since done absolutely nothing. Landezvous trying to put this one away. Packrunners going to lean into some of that slow down game. Smoke and Malusia on the board. Banned out in the first map. Going to be utilized here, so not just slow down, but comfort pick as well. They're spread out pretty big right now. Most of Most of the defense sits off-site.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like anything except for a little bit of a pack runner collapse at this point. They look so good on this map, on their defense, on the beginning part of the attack. Those 2 rounds they won on 8 and 9 were convincing to the point that you know what, it felt like this was theirs to win. Landezvous has just responded in a huge way. They have come back in a way that we didn't expect early on at this point. So, Packrunners, what are you going to do? What can you come up with here on defense? You get to play that second floor, so this is the stronghold. But right now, it's not feeling like it's their map. Again, opening pick is going to tell the story. Matumba held on, won that battle on the previous one, but Landezvous, undeterred, they managed to close that previous round out in a post-plant scenario. So even when all the pressure was on, they were still ready for it. Now, they've committed a ton of players and resources up here to the security side, the CC side. Opportunity here for Landezvous to maybe catch him off guard.
Not just committed a lot of resources, but we've got a roaming smoke that sits up there with that Arunia and the DMR. So in a prone position, looking for a pwned and owned potentially, if not sussed out, especially on refrag capability, could be absolutely huge. Still no contest ringing back and forth. Roteros are going to get in and start to clear out some of this extension util. Now the pressure towards east can start to commence. In towards break, that's going to see the first. Axe is going to go down. That's going to be a huge one as the man advantage goes into the hands of Packrunners. Now they're in a position to just hold. This is where that smoke could come in huge.
They've got to know at this point. I thought we saw a drone get into that site to be able to give a little bit of that space, but no, they don't. Apparently, Stalik picks up one. But Tumba Arctics, what a trio in a row to clean up this Landezvous attack, and out onto a 1v4. Slinky, what can you do, my friend? Holy cow, he's outside the map, a little bit of the back foot, and he's going to take down that top frag. But in a 1v3 scenario, this is a huge clutch opportunity. Can they pull it off?
Beautiful. Does find one. Has to be perfect for 3 more, or they're going to put Pack on that match point scenario. A slow walk, sees one, is going to be rewarded, and now it's going to be shot from the other side as he gets close. SMG, or not the, yeah.
You gotta be kidding me!
Onto the triple kill, and now it is a very low health situation. That impact nade that sits into the hands of Malusi could be enough to, for sure, get that one done. The rotate towards metal. Looking into the office. Beepers are going to go off. He's going to take a swing. 6 seconds left. Starts to go for the plant, but it's a fake. Obviously, takes a couple of shots. Not quite enough. 1 second left. He hides in the corner to save it. Huge play as they hold on. Slinky, a force to be reckoned with, almost pulls that one back.
What a legendary play there from Slinky. He had the opportunity to go down like the king for the Landezvous side and just fails at the end. But honestly, that was a heroic effort for him. Packrunners, though, they pick up the win on defense on the second floor and go up 1 round over, 1 round away from winning this and sending us to Clubhouse, my friend. It is a match point scenario. Landezvous, they needed to be perfect for 3. They showed up when they had to. They've got 1 more opportunity. Are we going to see round 15 or are we going to see Clubhouse? It's one or the other.
Okay, got to get it done on the attacker side of it. Defense, what are they bringing to the table? Again, back to the mirror, right? Wasn't taken off the board, so obviously going to be utilized. And a little bit of intel, Val Cams looking for that C4. And then the big part, I think here, the slowdown game, the Goyo canisters. That could be that detriment, especially because we've been seeing it come down to the wire multiple rounds in a row where you're in that last 10 seconds. If there's a well-placed Goyo canister, absolutely devastating. Landezvous, they're wanting to get it done with fire and C4s. 4 of them, mind you.
That's a crazy amount of C4s plus impact nades on the other side. They're just looking for explosive potential here to start taking down this pack runner attack. Is that going to be enough? I mean, it's been an explosive game so far, and they want to go out with a bang. 1 more round, though. They have to win it. This is a must-win scenario for Landezvous. Can't believe it's honestly gotten this close. This looked like a Packrunner game. And we were talking about 6-3 back on round 9. Talking about the doom of Land of Oo. But, my friend, it's adventure time. The game's not over till it's over, and Land of Oo is here for it.
Fires are ringing out. Those gore canisters already making an appearance here at the top of East. They're going to slow down that approach from the Monty, slow down that push towards the east side. A couple of shots to ring out, and when the dust settles, honestly, damage just done on the side of the attack.
Oh, man. We're talking about this first minute of gameplay done. Slinky, there's that last kill that he needed. He just found it one round too late, taking down a Mookie. That's a huge one there. They lose the Ash, and right now, one of the players that had been on fire. But the top frag still left alive. Matumba and the IQ still there, ready and waiting. C4 primed. Gonna toss it over, watching for one of these. A little bit of that intel coming out at this point, but the wall locked down, and here he goes for the office. How did they not hear him jump in the window?
Huge play. C4 does ring out, and that's going to do some damage. Monty now to go down, and that's going to claim the man advantage by
Gotta
2.
be kidding me, bro.
A free place there to potentially ruin the rest of this play. Just under 60. Takes a swing in, getting closer to equalize now as they put themselves into a 3-2 scenario. Is winnable by Packrunners, but they're going to have to be perfect, and there's still 2 C4s on the board. Looking towards the long angle. Knows that they've got him in fountain. A couple of pre-fires ring through, but not able to find anything just yet. Doors opened up, so they can get themselves into a plant position, and now the pressure towards 90. This could be huge. If Valk goes unsussed out, could have a free team. Starts to take a look. Valkyrie making their way up. The fires are going to ring out in the default plant position. That's going to be the rotate on back around. Some damage done, but still alive. 20 seconds.
What's she
That's
doing?
going to see it. Max finds the kill. Now it's going to be on to Nomad in a 1v3 scenario. 14 seconds left, and this is exactly what we were talking about, Run. Those Goyo canisters just going to prove to be disastrous.
There it is, my friend. We are going to double overtime here in map 2 of this best of 3 in the Mukbang Season 8 Grand Final. Land of Oo comes alive. All 4 rounds that they had to be perfect, and they freaking pulled it off. Packrunners have just lost some of the momentum, the steam, the shine that they had coming in on their map pick, and this is it. Retribution grudge match on the table. Land of Oo and Geek looking for the win over this Packrunners roster that bested them in the AEL Season 2 Grand Final. Which way is it going to go, my friend? Are we going to see a Land of Oo victory here, Grand Final, or are we going to see Clubhouse, Packrunners, my friend, downstairs on the first floor on defense? Now we're in a tough spot.
Now, I guess the big question is, how did we fare last time the Packrunners were here playing on Bathroom and Teller's Whiskey? Because it feels like their defense has been on point, right? They've been solid on some of these defensive holds. They've doubled up on their intel. They've got plenty of distraction in the Fenrir and the Grismots. And then a little extra util to boot with the proxies and the C4 coming from Sentry. So I don't know. Feels like not a bad place to be if you're on a match point scenario.
Located by attackers. 5 seconds left before insertion.
All right. Lock in, my friend. We're going to go intel side heavy on this Packrunners D. They want to try and understand, do they know exactly where this Land of Oo attack is coming from? And they need to be able to react, redirect, make some changes quickly as soon as they find that out. Combination of Mookie stealing away some of that drone intel, Arctics running those cams on the Valk. So they've got a little bit of everything here. The interesting pick, Nesta on the Ella. They're prepping for a little bit of shield play there from the Land of Oo attack, but no way. Goes for the run out outside, but does not connect. Max survives the onslaught, even though he lost a little bit of his health, but that was a huge boost here for a Land of Oo attack, surviving that run out.
Yeah, no kidding. Close and almost a mental shocker here. We're going to start opening up from the vent workshop side. Put some pressure directly into the bathroom. And since they haven't fully extended and they've got the rotate open, it's free territory. Upstairs, they've got plenty. Max goes down a second to follow as Artix is able to take one as well, looking for that prone position. He's got him locked down into the main lobby. They got the down here. So technically into a 4-3 scenario, but still, again, attack going to be put on the back foot.
The bathroom is the one site, or I guess we saw wins on both of the first floor sites at the end of regulation here from the Landezvous attack, and Stalik is there, takes down that top frag, puts us a little bit closer. Nesta is still down. Do they have a 3v3, or is it going to be a 3v4? Can they pick up the Ella, or is she stuck in a place? Man, too close to call. A minute 20, 3v3, all tied up. They just wanted to drag this thing all the way out to the end, and there's the confirmation on the kill. Slinky has been not unstoppable, but 13-7-1 has certainly picked up the pace in the latter half of this game.
Absolutely. So, just over 60 seconds left. Looking for a highlight reel here to get yourself either the win or another map. A low health scenario for the Ash. They are just but a bullet, so have to be careful. Barbed wire can be the ender if you're not paying attention. They make their way up towards metal, put some pressure onto this sentry. They're going to move in, and that's going to be split up for the push here. Sending out some flashes towards the radio corner. Is going to be locked in. Sees some damage done there as they go into the prone position. A self-flash as the shots ring out, and that's tough. C4's there, but it's going to get shot out.
No way!
26 seconds left, run. Ooh, tapped as he finds them at the end towards 90. That gives them an advantage now over to Packrunners. 17 seconds between them and one more map. Frag leader in the hands of Slinky. He's been perfect. Can he lock it in for these last three? They drop down into sight. They're going to take us run at it. Geek's able to find one now into a 2-2 in a perfect position to get a plant and hold the cross as they find themselves potentially getting this one toasted. It's a post-plant scenario. Allowed to stick it. Is going to make the swing, though. Geek goes down and on the quad kill. Breaking out the barbecue sauce for that forward piece, baby. We're going to map 3.
No freaking way, my friend. He picks up a 4K on the final round, and Packrunners win it. All 15 rounds required. Man, 8-7 victory. W play here from this team. Hard-fought victory indeed as they close out what should have been an easy victory for them, but they let Landezvous get close. The problem is not close enough. W plays from this team. Landezvous, though, man, what a play they had. That was a great map for them. So freaking close.
Yeah. It was an absolute, like they were catching up. The pressure was there, but when the pressure was there, a diamond was formed, a double to end it off the back of the quad piece. Wanted it more. Map number 3 is coming up. It's going to be all about fundamentals. It's going to be all about your aim and how you're getting into the building. It's Clubhouse, default Clubhouse when we come back. So sit back, relax. Come back, we're gonna end these grand finals. Ayo.
Let's go.
Control of the IT vertical space above storage and do exactly what we would have looked the defense to do during the plant, which is take out the planter or at least get the kill off the back of the crossman.
For this attacking team, 55 seconds left, and it's all on the shoulders of Badif.
Had the intel, but no. Badger grabbing another. The pokey.
Pokeball Hydra says, I choose you, Joker.
Kiss my ash. You got 0 sense. Your IQ is low.
Did you make that up right now?
Yeah, right now on the spot.
I just want to touch on mental health. If you're feeling out of it,
They put together a hell of a club sandwich. Sledge must have been the bacon because he got fried.
A whiskey! What's up and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. Fate has granted us a map number 3 in this grudge match. Oh man, I'm excited for it. We head to textbook default map Clubhouse run to run this one.
What a wild way to end that map, too. Honestly, edge of my seat. I know somebody said it in the chat, but I was right there with them the whole time, and we were casting it. That was a wild finish. Packrunners, I thought for sure that they had that thing in the bag back on round 9 until they threw it away and let that thing slide and gave all of the Land of Ooh fans out there a hope. Just enough to keep them in it to round 15. Man, what a game so far. Map 3 required as the grand final has come down to it. It's a best of 1, my friend, to decide who wins all the money.
That's right. And so very fun dynamic here in the map picks, right? Very defensive sided Fortress to start us out. Second map heads over to attacker sided Border. And then to close it out, it feels like the Goldilocks treatment here is this one is just right. It's 50-50. It's down the middle. Whose comms are better? Whose coordination is more locked in? And who understands the fundamentals of Siege as we get into Clubhouse? Honestly, I couldn't call it, Run. This one could seriously go either way on who wins out on this.
Yeah, and it has been a battle back and forth between them all the way. But you said it. We are going to Clubhouse, my friend. Here we go. Now, as we're going into this one, right, it has felt like, in general, to me, Packrunners has been better across the length of both of the maps, sort of consistently, right? Fortress, they obviously got to take advantage of because it didn't feel like they knew the map as well. So if you take that out of it just a little bit, they had some great moments. So to me, it feels like the pressure is on Land of Ooh. And they also have got a little bit of a... I want to say a little bit of history, a little bit of stigma here that that Geek and his squad have had trouble winning grand finals. So is this going to be the game? The retribution, the end of the second place finishes here for this team. Are they going to be able to shut down Packrunners and win the grudge battle that started all the way back in the AEL Season 2 final? You know what? Kind of feels like, you know what? I said it earlier. Packrunners have got this one. So it feels like no. Show me up, my friends. Shut it down.
You're saying Geek is the new JJ? Hey, JJ finally got his big win, and it took him into Pro League. So I guess not bad shoes to put yourself into. Clubhouse, bands are going to go down. It's going to be hard. Breach City on the attack side. Both the Thermite and the Ace going to be gone. Cade taking off the board. Mira, obviously, for the defense, which means we're going to start down in the basement here. For our first defense, and Castle's on the board, which means some sort of potential extension could potentially be coming. I love when they extend upstairs on this.
Yeah, I think that is a strat that works really well. You said it all the time, right? This is the great equalizer, a map that both of the teams feel like they have great strats for in general. So, you know, it comes down to how well do you play together as a team. Sometimes it can be those magic shots that happen, those insane clutch plays. You know what? We got to see a couple of those on that previous map. Slinky put up a hell of a great round there from Land of Ooh that almost won him, his team, that previous map. So comes down to a little bit of clutch potential, but Clubhouse much more equalized from a team perspective. So as you see this one start off, Land of Ooh on defense, we're looking for a 4-2 half and nothing less. 3-3 puts Packrunners solidly in the lead on this map. So we're looking for them to find a big win. Starting off on the basement, the defensive stronghold, and you know what? The fact that you got Mookie on the Deimos, Bronix back on the Ram, they've got tons of this vertical space. This is exactly what they need. It feels like the only piece they're missing, maybe, is something to deal with the hard breach piece. But you know what? Just push down the stairs and pick one up, my friend.
Yeah, huge first play, right? They got the cams in, they've got them poised outside of the window, and they wait for the single, and it's the rappel to take the kill. Beautiful play as they isolate FAF and send Valkyrie to their own camp. Now, they did do the extension up top. In fact, they did it all the way up top. 2F is going to get caught off guard as Max goes down, and man, so yeah, already going to have to see that rotate back downstairs. Castle makes the drop down, and it means that it's still got some play on the first, though, right? Both Mozzie and Azami here still trying to hold on to the vertical.
I thought for sure we were going to see Stalik fall back down that oil hatch and just give a little bit of space here. But no, the nade falters, does not fall down exactly where he's expecting. And man, look at this. In the extension with the Deimos drone pinging out his position constantly, he's staying engaged in this battle, did not drop off to the basement. I'm honestly surprised and shows a little bit of confidence. Finally, he falls, but that was a ton of time burned to get to that point. The problem is he did fall, and that puts Landezvous in a 5v2 scenario with a minute 10 left. Plenty of time here for this attack to work this vertical side and get ready for a crazy execute with overwhelming force.
Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't just that they died, the Azami got killed. It was the way in which it happened, right? It was a team effort. You heard the Gon 6 go off to take either that Kiba barrier or the castle barricade, and they had one on the other side as well, so it didn't matter where you were going. You were hinged. Blitz on the board. Teamwork again going to ring out and find one. It's going to be stuck behind the counter. And
flawless!
Packrunners, they're going to find a flawless round here.
All right, on attack, playing on Clubhouse, in basement, flawless. What a way to start this thing out. Man, there was a lot of discussion about who was going to start on a defense on this round. And, I mean, feeling like that is such an important part of the way that this plays out. We said it right at the beginning. Anything less than a 4-2 defensive split on Clubhouse, I think, is a big miss for the Landezvous team. So, we said it earlier, it's adventure time, my friend. They got to just lock in. They're going to try and do it on the second floor. Don't rotate back, play that basement one more time. They're going to get it upstairs.
Okay, up to the gym bedroom. This time they're going to do it sans the castle. And no bandit as well, right? Kind of those two going hand in hand to make sure that you can keep that breach closed for as long as possible. And instead, bring out the architect, bring out the Fenrir, and honestly, a little bit of area denial. That Goyo proven to be instrumental in quite a few of the wins that they had on the last map. So yeah, I ain't too mad about it. Just a foregone conclusion that they're going to get opened up either through those X-Kairos or some can openers. So not much attention into holding it close because it's going to be a small hole. It's going to be tough to get through anyway.
Good drone here. They're working on getting a little bit of that intel, holding on. And man, you take a look at this attacking lineup. I love what the Packrunners are bringing to the table right now. Brava, the combination of this, the Deimos has been so good so far, and I know Mookie has got a ton of fans in the chat right now. Got to be one of the #1 loved players, at least based on the SDS chat is concerned. Plus the Blackbeard here from Nesta, gonna lose a little bit of that health from busting in, but top red is gonna be able to push in, toss a nade, gain some space here as he pushes the rest of this team back, clearing out the CC cache side. This is working real well for them, so Landezvous is going to have to lock in. They still have all 5, so even if they've lost a little bit of map control, they still have got players in place to make this push over into Khan difficult.
And look at how quickly they are taking this space too, Run, right? It is literally just throw your grenades, take space, take a couple of shots, take space, and it is effectively pushing these defenders back farther and farther and farther. Now, here's the big question, right? Faf is sitting down on the first floor. Usually you see him kind of hold up towards that that mattress area. Instead, he's playing lurk, he's playing late round, and he could potentially have the play if he goes unsussed out here.
I love that play here from him. You said it, absolutely in the right spot. They're going to use the Blackbeard to just bust his way through all of these soft breach, clear this thing out, gain a little bit of space. But if he can come up late, up these top red stairs, right now Deimos and Blackbeard in the wrong place, wrong time.
Finds that first kill, defense up in the man advantage, less than 60. Arctic's able to answer back though, and Deimos is going to take one off the board.
There's the first, there's the second!
They're going to find it. Yeah, Faf, that was the big play.
A triple!
Faf onto the triple kill. It said you had to watch it downstairs. He comes up for the lurk and finds it, but look at this. All of a sudden, a 1v1 shield versus faux shield here, as the no Kiba barriers in hand, but plenty to be worked on. Fuser is cold outside. Gonna have to take a couple of shots, and now into the danger zone. Trying to play cat and mouse with the Blackbeard, arguably a dangerous game to play. He's going to get outside. He's going to go for the diffuser and try to get back in. Looks for the hop in. Couple of
No
shots,
way,
but
he
not
got
able to
in!
do it. Yeah, he just missed. Unfortunate. Not able to take it. Now,
Oh,
the
no
going
way.
to be a bane here. He's going to have to make the big rotate around. 9 seconds. Making the big call onto the gym bedroom area. And look at that. Faf good for 4 as the quad piece rings out. The lurk wins on gym bedroom.
What an insane flank from that man. I mean, Faf single-handedly wins that round for Landezvous. They may have killed a bunch of time upstairs, but the Blackbeard was ready to win it. And honestly, that was a hell of a good play for him. Pushes Faf out of the space and on the construction side, managed to get outside, get the diffuser, hops in the window. If he's not playing his shield, he loses that battle 2 or 3 times
Attackers need to
before he
locate
gets
and
that
defuse
close to the
bombs.
diffuser at the end, and got so close, just a single second on the clock before that was a win, and he's able to put that shield up and redefend. W play from both of those guys coming out, and ultimately Fafnir with the 4K pulls off that huge win. That's a big one. The problem is that was an individual heroics from him, not a tremendous team play from Landezvous, and a little bit of a completely missed flank from the Packrunners. So who's going to make that adaptation better this time around? You can see that second floor tertiary side as we're back to CC Cash.
Yeah, it's
5
funny.
seconds
We go to
left
CC
before
Cash, and there's the castle coming back out. So what was widely recognized as kind of the default for the longest time is you bring the castle to the gym bedroom, you block off the windows, you give your bandit a chance to potentially defend and bandit trick. And instead, we've seen it on Cash CCTV and a church instead. So really just kind of funneling into that the extension instead, guarding down below. And stopping some of that vertical play.
30 seconds off this clock opened up some of those sight lines. That main breach is open at this point, seeing the attackers rotate to try and hold on to the long angles. And now it's time to start clearing out defensive utility. Use that Flores, gain a little bit of space so Nesta, playing on his Monty, can make some room upstairs. But man, Mookie picks up another 3-1-1, not quite matching Fafnir's individual performance, but question marks out in the chat. He's feeling himself.
Absolutely, especially with the first kill to go down. Attackers find themselves some favor and trying to make that push towards some of that site overplay. And look at this. Might be going for it, and it's expected. Oh, expected and still devastated. Huge equalizers are able to take the striker off the board. He was looking right at him. Just got handled on that one. Smoke canister is going to stop the Monty from making his way in, so that split push area or split push here is going to be stymied just a bit.
Man, such a good play here to try and block off this. The problem is it's short-lived. The smoke is done at this point. The fire's going to blow itself out in just a few. Fafnir's got no more of those left, so Monty's going to be able to have all the space that he needs to make that push in, and they're going to continue to open up sight lines with these can openers. Push the defender out of position. Right now, this feels like Packrunners have got everything they need. The only thing that Landezvous has got is still 4 players and a little bit of time.
That's right, and that's going to be the Deimos ping going off, and here sees some of that flame and smoke as they're going to take some shots towards it. Faf again going to take Matumba off the board, and that's going to give man advantage over to Landezvous here. They find themselves up by 1 and waiting for some of that to clear out. Now it's going to be the smokes. Give a little bit of potential ease for the Monty to get in and start for that back flank. Off the red, Mookie's able to find another one. Slinky goes down, equalized onto the number count now as he's going to make his way in, and there it is, the shield drop, holding on to a turtle plant as they're going to start doing it. Now into construction, though, Capital goes down into man advantage to the defense now.
Goes for the knife!
Monty's allowed to full shield, and now he's onto the door. 2 of them are close, and it's a tough position. Stolic's going to find it, Geek's going to find the second, and Jesus, Faf again. The triple kill, Faf 7 and 1 inside of 3.
And W play coming out here from Landezvous. We said they needed to be at least a 4-2 half. A couple of huge wins upstairs on the second floor. Again, a little bit of individual heroics. You said 7 of the 10 kills from those 2 rounds. from Fafnir. That is crazy with how good that he started this round off. So when he wasn't activated, the Packrunners pick up a big win in the basement. Problem is now, they're not going bar stage, my friend. There's no way a team that wants to win a grand finals going there. So they're going to have to try and play Church Arsenal one more time. If everything wasn't on the line, I'd say maybe,
Attackers need to
but
locate
no
and defuse
chance
bombs.
in a grand final scenario.
Yeah, I don't feel like I got any room to argue there. That feels like you're probably right. Although I would like to see it. And actually, I'd like to see it played well, but sure. Probably not going to happen. Down back to the basement as that first quarter goes through. The bands come out, and honestly, no surprises on this one, right? Deimos gets taken off the board. He was instrumental in a couple of those rounds, sussing out where those defenders are. Not quite the right defenders, as Faf, of course, was able to fall into that lurk float so well. But it definitely was instrumental, that pistol being devastating. And then on the other side of it, they want to nerf Faf a little bit. He was playing crazy on that zombie. They're going to make sure he can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I think that's a great play. Azami is so strong on this map in general. I actually wondered why she might not have been part of the initial push. I mean, you're going to start off in the basement. The Cade certainly makes that a little bit more difficult to get the hatches open, but with how good Thatcher is, with how many players have impact EMPs, I think Azami is just a better op on this one, and was a big piece of why Landavoo found a couple of those wins. So take that asset away. Now on the other side, Deimos also very good on this map, so I think a good choice there from Blandavoo to take her off the board. Now, it does leave the glass open, and Mookie went crazy with glass on map 1. So, is it going to happen again? Leave him with that asset, and you know what, going to try this dirt push in. They don't have the Azami to block off some of those sight lines, maybe giving just a little bit of a boost.
I like that potentially Mookie's going in for this dirt play here. If he's able to win that first engagement, not only will he be taking Max off the board, not only will he be taking the Warden off the board, I'm reloading. Well, none of the rest of my statement matters because he loses that fight.
Curse.
Max takes him off the board, and sorry, Mookie, sorry about that.
I can't believe you were literally talking about that engagement, but no, Max is the guy. He was MVP on map 1 and shuts down Mookie before Glass is really able to be a significant factor on this round. Landavoo is playing defense much better than we saw on map 1. I was honestly worried with how good Packrunners played that round 1 that this was going to be over too quick. Initially, I had said that it seemed like Packrunners was potentially the favorite. Landavoo has answered back. They are ready to make this thing happen.
Tough. Grimbees go out. Malusi's location revealed. They're going to make a little bit of a switch.
They're looking
here.
confused, though. What is going on?
Yeah. Kind of caught in the corner, caught in the traffic, caught up on each other as they get a call and everybody is going to respond. I don't know if that's confusion, more of, hey, plan B is now in effect. Operation Bravo needed, necessary. Part of that is going to be, again, dislodging Max, right? So now the shield starts making his way up. C4 is going to ring out. It's not going to do much damage, and it's going to be some shield on shield. But this time, the clash is better for this play because it's forcing the shield break, which could allow it to get some absolute devastation. He's making his way.
No way!
Out of this thing. This is a real danger zone unless he has some homies pushing up to find it. Matt is going to take Vaf off the board, and they're going to start to retreat. Towards the main. They're just really going for as long as possible to stall this out. But oh man, stall it takes 1, stall it good for 2. All of a sudden answered back. Nets takes Max off the board now to a 2-2, but it's 3 seconds left. You gotta start the plan. And how in the world are you gonna hold it? Solid pistol towards Clash is gonna go down, looking for it on the long end. He has to stick it, but he can't. A pistol can't get it done. Defense is gonna find the 1. Oh, he has the kill. What a play! What a play!
What in the world just happened on that round? Are you freaking kidding me? That had to be one of the wildest rounds of Siege we have seen in a while. Complete, utter distraction in the dirt tunnel. They look like they have got Monty on the back foot. The W play, the combo between the Warden and the Clash, completely shutting down Monty, but they are ineffective. They can't pull off a win. They can't pull off a kill. With 12 seconds left, they back off because finding out that it was all a distraction and the plant is going down. Then it's just utter chaos as kill after kill after kill happens until Mutombo finally picks that plant, the diffuser back up and goes for the plant one more time. And it honestly looks like it's over. It looks like it is over, but Geek is there and wins and kills the planter in the final seconds. Can't believe it came down to it in that way. What a crazy round of Siege. Landezvous, I think, honestly got away with one on that one.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, 100%, right? If he has more bullets in the gun, that kill is you're shot in the back and you're not able to stop the plant. But because that engagement took so long, because the stall game was so good, and because the Clash was just not dying, it didn't have enough bullets to get the job done. Geek able to reach up, touch one, stop the plant after the timer hit 0. So just fun play. That was a fun play. Now up to Gym Bedroom. They're going to do it this time. Going to lean into keeping the walls closed. We are going to see the bandit and the castle get on. So a dedication and investment to making sure main breach can't get open. And if it does, it's going to at least take some work to get that done.
Okay, are we seeing, do we see a Landezvous win in the basement because they adapted better, because they played better fundamental Siege, or was that just a clown show that happened across the board between those two? You know, is that the defining moment in this round? Is that going to be the end of this Mukbang Grand Final, or is Packrunners going to answer back and say, that's not our team, that's not the way we want to go down? I want to see these guys absolutely lock in right now. I've seen them play better Siege just in the last couple hours than what we just witnessed, so let's see them lock in, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Clown round for sure, but it's still the clown got it done, right? The clown play got it finished. So yeah, it's sitting 3-1. Could have been on to tied 2-2, and now we head back up to Gym Bedroom, and they're going to get to work opening up some of the castle barricades, right? They got the main breach opened on CCTV. Now it still have that clash that you got to deal with, but not going to be potentially the end-all be-all here. It is just going to be a ton of intel as the fires burn down and Clash is allowed to stay.
That's crazy good placement there to stay alive. Now Mookie picks up another, man. You know what? May not have been the kill leader, may not have been the MVP, but Mookie just seems like right place, right time, over and over and over. Max gets one, traded though by Nesta as the craziness happens top of those red stairs. So once again, this Packrunner attack has managed to push the defense out of position over on the Cash CC side. Slinky backing off from this engagement as well. They're giving up space here on this on the Cash side, and are they going to clear out? Yeah, the environmental ingredient. So much fire there to make this more difficult, but Slinky reacts. Thing is, that hatch is open. Right now, Logi is not the safest place to play in this round. But the problem is, looks like nobody from this Packrunner attack is upstairs to put that pressure down.
Geek's gonna find one and then loses his life towards the Claymore. Main advantage is in the hands of, well, Landezvous now. Unfortunate. That's gonna be the Frost Gadget. It goes off and puts it into a 2v1, into a 2v none. Slinky and Stalik's able to answer effectively there towards the end, and defense is just gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, that was a great play there. Clash was an absolute, is just so good right now. And honestly, it feels like if you take a look at the mini game, you talk about the mind games, the mental warfare of the third ban phase at the end of the first quarter. It's a 50-50, right? Fafnir went crazy on the Azami. That felt like that made her an essential ban at this point, but Clash has been more influential here these last couple rounds and put Landezvous on 4-1. We said they had to get a 4-2 round at a minimum in order for this to be a successful first half for this team. And after round 1, I thought they were in danger, but man, what a response from this team. They have answered back in a big way. You know, everybody contributing. Slinky sitting at that 1-4, but I mean, put the work in on that previous map. So, not faulting him here at this point. Everybody is showed up, except for, it feels like, Packrunners. Where are they at? Where's the team that sent this thing to OT back on board? Or that team hasn't showed up yet on Clubhouse.
Yeah, well, and of course, Slinky's one of because he's been playing the Clash, right? He's been super support and not really having a chance to get those kills out. So seen him move on to the Maestro, LMG, cameras that can shoot back. This feels like a good call that can get him really activated here. And Packrunners, I mean, they're getting it, right? They've got several members that have been having some great some great kills. Nesta sitting 7-3, Mookie sitting 5-4. So, you know, if they find this next round, honestly, it's just business as usual for these two teams. It seems like a standard split.
Man, this was a great play here. You know, you don't see a lot of teams sometimes taking all of the extra time to make sure that they open up all of the MAV holes on from the defense before they reinforce those, right? Making sure you cause chaos and make that more difficult for the MAV. And you know what? Good, a little bit of attention to detail for the Land of Ooh defense. And yeah. Look at this. They stole out this Brava. She takes a little bit of health off Max of the smoke that's playing top and rafters. So that's a pair of great plays here from the attackers.
Well, so I guess it just matters who's on the Clash on whether you're going to get kills. Faf going to get himself another one. 8-3 currently sitting. They're going to get that Maestro cam off the board and a little bit of safety. Gas can goes out, and that's going to stall out the Monty here. Is just going to be allowed to hold on to Garage here.
Drone up and running.
Yeah, I mean, he was ready and waiting for Nesta and the Capitao to be able to push him out of that position, but it felt like they just missed or were playing slow. Why didn't they go for it before Max is able to move out of position? He still has, well, no more of those smoke canisters, so now he's ready. He makes the jump down, and there it is. There, finally, he's cleared out. The fire goes in, and they're ready for it. So W play there by the Packrunners attack, and they have got garage control at this point. Now it's time for Matumba and that the MAV to continue working on this main bridge. So a little bit of battle of the shields, but complete garage control here. The question is whether or not Landavu is ready for a little bit of swamp rotate. And Stalik is there. He could have been that guy, but going to go on the construction side instead.
33 seconds now, man advantage to the defense, just has to play the stall game, slowly making their way up, catwalk, they've got some space, they've forced the defense back to the cash side, which means getting in for that default plant. Monty gets in, and here we go, the start of some absolute chaos, running outside, trying to take some shots toward it. Is going to see Geek get one, Mookie answers back now in a
what a great shot!
3-2 scenario, and they get the Maestro down. That's going to get equalized as Veronix now is on to the triple kill. On pace for the ace. The Monty, mind you. Oh no, he's just getting the downs. Okay, quad kill for Mookie there as he's now down into a 2v1 scenario. This will be some shield on shield potential action, and Monty's got the door locked up. You have to rotate, otherwise you find yourself in a tough spot, and there it is. Ace for Mookie.
No way!
He's able to claim a round.
Okay, my friend, the big ace coming out. I'm the king. Who are you challenging? Couple of great calls coming out, but the thing is, it's still a 4-2 half. Landavu comes up and does exactly what they need to do. Clinical from them in the mid-round of this first half. They pull off 4-2. I mean, Packrunners, you saved yourself from an embarrassing 5-1. Good job, but still, not enough to be dominant here on the final map. I love that Mookie's got a little bit of a confidence going into the start of their defensive half, but you know what? They gave up the middle of that first half with very little resistance. Landavu locked in. So now it comes down to it. Can they replicate a 4-2 half themselves to send this thing to overtime on map 3? Right now, it feels like all of the pressure is on this Packrunners defense. The band's coming out, and you know what? W calls across the board. Landavu says we don't want to have to deal with either the bandit or the cave. We're going to make opening up all of these sight lines much easier, and Packrunners responds in kind. Thermite, Ace, gone. It's going to leave all of the cheese ops on the board, though. Right? You can have the Grim, you can have the Ying, you can have the Glass, all of the shields. So Landavu's got a lot of options. It's that fundamental part of the siege that's gone, which is interesting considering the map we're on. Can't wait to see how these guys lock in, my friend.
I love that. On the textbook map, get rid of the textbook operators and gonna force some change, force some movement. So Hibana and can openers are gonna be necessary for Landru to get in, which is gonna be a limiting factor. Now, I'm not saying it's an end-all be-all by any means, but you know, having to vault in or having a crouch space that you have to get through gives you a pinpointed shot towards those breaches. So heavily reliant upon Hibana to make some openings that are going to be a little bit more advantageous instead of just can opener.
Absolutely. I mean, like, give yourself the little bit of a boost that you need, but you take a look at where this Landezvous attack is. They feel like they're just running around like crazy at this point, covering the top part of this map. So they've got the main breach open, can opener spot there, but making a rotate to kind of move through the garage. Now, you take a look at where the Packrunner defender's at. Heavy defended there on the cash side. That's 3 in CC and cash from a defense. That's sort of insane for a gym bedroom hold. It feels like they have left a big chunk of this map wide open. So, you know what? Opportunity there for the Landezvous attack. Make sure you push over on Jacuzzi's side. Open up all of these sight lines. Put some pressure on this team because they're very focused and reading into a cash side take.
And cover up that construction hole again. And yeah, you might be saying to yourself, 4-2 is a pretty standard half for Clubhouse, but how we got there is what's telling the story. This has not been an equalized half of Siege, for sure. It has 100% been Landezvous just absolutely crushing it. And it had started out with Faf and his 7 kills in 2 rounds to really set that momentum and set that pace. Man advantage is claimed, and they take Mookie off the board. That was the big win con in the first 2 maps, is making sure that you shut Mookie down. Quick answer back, though, as he's able to get inside while reloading. That's the double that rings out. Man advantage now into the hands of Packrunners as the Deimos ping goes off. Gonna try and force some movement here. He's going to see a couple of shots, take one down, and oh man, a prone position is going to save his life as he's able to still be that factor up top. 3v2. Monty's still on the board, stuck into the bathroom, waiting for somebody to push. That's going to be the grenade, trying to force a movement, can't get it into the right spot. So
he's just locked in.
Stay closer, yeah. Now into a 1v3. Oh, man, has the shot, but it's the double swing that comes out that it's going to absolutely stymie this one. Has the play, can't quite get it done. It was looking close there, honestly. I thought they were going to start to come back for that, but unfortunately, the Deimos gets taken off the board, and that's all she wrote.
Well, and Deimos was locked in. I don't know if he realized that he's holding onto the bathroom side, and there's nothing Deimos could do from down below. He needed the rest of his team to try and push that position a little bit more aggressively. Even tossing a nade up through the floorboards was not going to get the result that he wanted. No motion caused from that nade. And where was the rest of the team? Geek goes crazy playing the shield, and honestly, the Monty has been super successful across the board on Clubhouse so far, but just not enough to pick up a win. For sure, the support role, and the fact that we even saw Geek pick up a couple was pretty great. He goes and gets 1 shield bash in play, but up against a pair of defenders, he's not going to win that battle long term. So, 2nd floor primary site claimed by the Packrunner defense. Now we get to see how they manage this basement defense. No Kate on the board, so those hatches are going to be easy to open up. And for sure, Landezvous is 100% going to be playing the Hibana, so Slinky auto-locked onto that. And Geek wanted to run the shields again. Monty back on the board. Fafnir's going to be that guy running the vertical play, and he's going to be the only one, though. So no Sledge, no Buck to try and back some of that up. But I love this play from Max, running the Dokkaebi. A little bit of extra intel, roam clear to make sure the Packrunner guys are all locked down in the basement, because right now, they're not. Vronix and Nesta upstairs, 2F, construction, and you've got the Scopos for that quick rotate. Honestly, love that pick here on Clubhouse.
Yeah, I love that play here, right? It's not just when you take the mute jammers up, you force bodies up there to take a look anyways. When you put actual bodies up, we're talking time torch here, right? You've got the power of friendship. Even if you don't get a kill, you force operators to have to physically put boots on the ground up on the top floor to clear it out. Or, again, just like Faf on when he was on defense, you're going to find yourself susceptible to the lurk.
Full minute of gameplay done at this point. We're still working on clearing out that second floor. They know that the defense was holding on to a piece of that, but moved out of the Logi's side, holding on to bedroom, and that's a drop down. So Veronix and that mute have moved down onto at least the first floor. Look at that. WC4 play takes down the Monty. What a huge pick there, putting the land of Ooh on the back foot. Max is going to answer back, but that is a big piece of damage done.
Jeez. Spearhead done and dusted. You'll see everybody now rotating back down to that bar stage, but look at him looking at the hatches. Look at them going upstairs. This ghost pressure is going to be incredibly effective here, as they still are having to get bodies up to make sure that they're not going to be flanked, even though with just over 60 seconds left, everybody has already made that rotate back down.
I mean, you got a minute left here, and we got 8 players left alive in this lobby. They're making a lot of noise upstairs, holding on to this space in the kitchen, so there is an opportunity to see 4 there from Artix. I thought maybe we'd see that come up when you had 3 players holding on to that space, but he keeps it in pocket and just waits, waiting for that final execute. And you can see 3 in the kitchen. Man, it is about to go crazy for the drop, waiting for that C4 over the top. Artix has got to keep himself alive, though, to keep that utility value.
Launching override.
Finally, they get that kitchen hatch opened up, as there was some impact tricking going on, and able to successfully get some of those Kairos off, and they're only down to 2, so kind of just in the nick of time. Smoke Gadget's going to go out as they go for the hatch drop, and now going to continue to plan from the other side. 9 seconds yet again. Max onto the double kill. Stark's able to take one off the board, and now falling into a 4v1. It's a trip. Jesus,
what?
Man, absolutely falls apart. The collapse onto the site, onto the defense was amazing. They find themselves one.
It's like he forgot, like Artix forgot they had a C4 in pocket. They just let that they let the diffuser go down, completely fall apart. Didn't use it to try and take down the players that are upstairs in the kitchen while they're just fumbling with impact tricking on the kitchen hatch. Then doesn't use it for plant denial. Huge miss there, and unfortunate for the Packrunners, and allows Land of Ooh to gain a critical, significant win there on attack on that basement site. So you got to have a 4-2 half to send this thing to overtime. Packrunners had a great start upstairs on Gym Bedroom. Fumbled the bag in the basement, though.
All right, so some adaptation, right? They run it back. This time going to lean back into that castle trap. Goyo and Smoke on the board to really try to stymie that quick take, as now you can tell as Land of Ooh starts getting closer and closer towards the end of this. Momentum is going up, vibes are going up, and you can find yourself very quickly in the hands of a quick plan. Take another round, steal another round. So Packrunners playing into that, double on the area denial, the castle to slow them down as well. It's a good defense to combat some incredible aggression.
Man, just a whirlwind of activity at the end of this one, giving us a little bit of a chance to breathe right now as the first 30 seconds starts to wear down. You can take a look at where these orange lines are at, not locked into the basement. Again, big roam game. Packrunners have been heavy on the roam game across the board, and they're undeterred by the Dokkaebi giving away those positions. They're fine with them understanding where they're at, because they're confident making the rotate back down quickly when they need to. And I mean, Veronix in the smoke still holding on CC. Mookie upstairs still holding on to central stairs. Look at that. The mute jammer blocking the push from the boogie drone. I love that play, honestly. It feels like it's a little bit of a trick, you know, a little bit of a gimmick, but it worked and wasted more time.
Huge play. Just under 2 now. Man advantage to the defense as they're looking to get a little closer to tying this one up. Dokkaebi pings are going out as, well, they were as she was going down.
Let's have a peek.
Still just kind of into the hurry up and wait scenario. Attack's going to start opening up those hatches, get some of that vertical play started, but again, having trouble specifically getting open. They're wondering about potential impacts, although they don't know that the defense didn't bring any of them along this time. Still have to be wary of the C4. That vertical game can be devastating from below as well. Now run, it's just over 60 seconds left, and that's going to be man advantage in a big way over to the defense. They're going to find one into the answer back, but still sit up in that 4-3 position.
Man, taking some shots downstairs in the basement. Yeah, 4v3, 48 seconds left. Geek's still running the Monty, so he's going to have to play the support role. Slinky has got the diffuser in hand. Tons of X-Gyros, and look at that, a pair of those flashes just getting ready for the drop. The problem is the Packrunner defense locked in. No C4s, though, but Veronix, 3 smokes in hand. Plantanile is going to go huge. They're going to have to hopefully get the Monty down to block and burn some of those smokes, but they're running out of time. 20-second meta left, my friend.
Been the theme of the day, right? And it's starting to work out for the defense, though, as they find themselves up the man advantage by 2. They're going to take the shot. That's going to get the Legion down. Now a little closer to tying it up. Still holding on to that vertical. Makes the drop down. 5 seconds left as it counts down. Onto AKs there. Sees the toes. Is going to find it. Slinky under the triple kill. And that's the plant starting to go down. A retake of the vertical is going to see it. And Land of Ooh is going to find it.
Wow. Oh my God, indeed. LMFAO, double basement wins for Land of Ooh in a row. 6-3 match point, but it's not just match point, my friend. We are finally here. Match point, map point, series point, and Mukbang Season 8 grand final point. All the money's on the line, and Land of Ooh is now 1 round away from breaking the Geek second place curse. Packrunners, I mean, they've got to be perfect for 3, and what a familiar situation we find ourselves in back on border, but the tables are turned, the pages are flipped, and Packrunners on the back foot, my friend. Land of Ooh is 1 round away from winning all the money.
Yeah, familiar situation, perfect for 3.
Attackers
We
need to
saw it
locate
get
and
sent
defuse
up to
as many
overtime
bombs
on
as
the
they can.
last, but this time it's on the opposite side. Packrunners playing off the back foot, straps in the bin, and they got to get it done again. This time, head up to Jim bedroom, and then they're going to go Sans the Bandit and Castle instead, opting for the Fenrir Mira combo. This has served them well in the past. 100% could be the case again. It's going to be the slowdown, but they still have the Deimos on board. I love the bands that just went out. The Goyo band. Run, that's something you talked about, man, what, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, that Goyo is going to be one of those solid bands. Well, they find it here. 4th or 5th time now that it's happened. I think you were onto something.
Yeah, I mean, Goyo and his ability to slow down that pressure from the attack, and just Clubhouse has got a couple of those great spots forward as well. Plantanile is insane, forces the attackers to commit utility and time to clearing it out. I mean, there's a good reason why he has made it onto the ban list significantly over those the rest of the ops. And when you come down to it, right, who do you want to try and take away? For sure, Mira is great, and Arctic's is going to go ahead and play the Mira this time around, but honestly, I'm a little concerned with what the Packrunners are bringing defensively here for the second floor. You don't have any of the breach denial ops, but they were doing so well with the mute at denying some of that Land of Ooh attacking intel. That feels like a little bit of a miss at this point, right? I don't know. I'm a little concerned right now for this Packrunners team. 1 round away. I mean, it is all on the line for this squad.
They're going to start checking some of those boxes early here, right? Get cache opened up, cache CCTV opened up, get construction opened up, and then put some pressure onto the main breach. This allows that site overplay and starts to constrict the defense. Nobody really playing below in that lurk position like we saw Faf pulling off on the other side of it. So what you see is what you get.
Man, just taking it in at this point. We've been treated to an absolute masterclass at this point, and Slinky hits a huge pick onto Mookie. one of the fan favorites in the chat, and unfortunately he goes down. It is now a 5v3 scenario, my friend. 1:10 left, potentially in this series, in this league.
Looks desperate. Looks dire for Packrunners. Man advantage is had. The crosses are set, too. In a position to potentially start getting that plant down. Drones go in because there's time to do it. Get the intel. They sussed out where the defenders are at, looking towards Logi for a rotate around. Nobody quite there yet. 44 seconds, a grenade to ring out. They're going to try to force a move and get rid of some of that extension util and put some pressure towards this gym area. Locked into the bathroom. Locked into the hallway. Still got enough to put pressure on for this defense, and it's starting to feel like it could be winnable. 30 seconds, not making any unnecessary peeks. Finally starting to get themselves in for the plant. 24 seconds as the countdown.
Huge kill.
Vector to take Geek off the board. Now turns it into a double as they ring out. 3 threes against Equalize. Stalik's able to take Arctics off the board. Now into a 3-2 onto the gym bedroom side. It's a TK that rings out, and all of a sudden Packrunners, we're looking dire. We're looking desperate. It's now a 1v1 scenario, and it's not going to happen. Nest is going to take it, and they survive another round.
No way. The TK and the battle in construction. Wow, what a play from Packrunners. They go perfect for 1. They need 3. 2 more on the board. Landezvous is still 1 round away from winning the entire season for Mukbang Season 8 and this grand final. But Packrunners were not done yet. The TK puts a significant blow to Landezvous' hopes, and man, they were calling out Arctics to be the guy to win this. He picked up a crucial play there, but ultimately the rest of the team holds strong in the gym bedroom and actually in construction there to finish the round. Man, what a game, what a play.
Okay. Perfect for 3, and they take the eat an elephant approach, 1 bite at a time. They claim 1 and get a little bit closer to tying this thing up. Taking it now over to the cache CCTV side. Mirror's going to be on the board. This is one of our favorite strats here, and I imagine we'll probably see something similar. Using that mirror to stop the breach, right? A little bit of breach tricking capabilities. Potentially one over into that construction side as well. They will have the extension downstairs and a little bit of area denial as well. This is a stacked defense here run to try and hold on to cache CCTV.
Holy cow, man. I'm just trying to catch my breath after this one. I love this play with the mirror on the main breach here. He's going to use the Mav to try and trick this thing, but not when you have a hole right at your knees. It's going to make it significantly more difficult, and if that's the breach that this team has brought along to try and manage it, yeah, it is going to be a slow go at this point. Geek and that Hibana are going to have to work extra hard now, but I honestly love that play. So good overall at you know what, inviting the attackers in and then taking away that opportunity at the last second. W play from this team. I questioned whether or not Packrunners had made the right call in that defensive lineup on the previous round. And it wasn't the lineup that won the round, it was the players. This time, though, it feels like it's just a little bit better. I love the smoke play. I know you love the castle play. And Azami back on the board.
A little bit of a slowdown here. Holding on to some of the angles. Still interesting Hibana play. I don't know if that'll necessarily be enough to get opened up to go through or not, but I guess we'll find out together. All 5 still alive in 1:30. Feels like this next couple of rounds could be an absolute bloodbath.
Oh, you were calling out Arctics being the guy, and he picks up another one. Stalik has been on fire. I mean, he was sitting at 10 kills already, double digits, the frag leader for this team, and he goes down for the Landezvous. Packrunners, that's a significant play here from this team, and they're basically locked down. The big one, though, Arctics holding on to Oil Pit Basement, the lurk play in hand. And what is Landezvous doing to try and manage that? Right now, nothing. They have no one over on the garage side. Max is going to take down Mookie. That's a huge pick here for this team. The gunner, but still have got Matumba left alive. And again, Arctic still on that lurk. Does Landezvous know Max is over there waiting on garage storage, but all the action happening upstairs on the construction door side.
He's going to take some shots, couple of low health scenarios now, puts us into a 3-4 as the goes down. Arctic's able to find Geek off the board. Faf to answer back as Arctix is now onto the triple kill. They need to hold on or this one is going to be absolutely over. 2-2, 14 seconds left. Diffuser is in the hands of Faf as they start to make their way in. A quick swing. Faf again is going to be good for one. Now the cross is set. It's up to Matumba or this one is absolutely toasted. Jumps in and it's going to be a post-plant scenario. Onto the rotate. Looking towards construction, not able to find one just yet, but location revealed onto the chassis, and it's going to be a good night. Sleep tight. Faf is going to win it. Sheesh.
That is it, my friend. Land of Ooh victory, 7-4, and you know what that means. The grand final in Mukbang Season 8 goes to Geek and the squad here. Fafnir, W play, MVP, W play from this entire team to end the season, to end the drought, to end the curse of coming in second place. Man, they pull it off, my friend. Congratulations to that team and Packrunners. Damn, you guys made it close, my friends. It came up short, though. 2 rounds on the final map after sending that thing into OT on a wild map, too.
Yeah, wonderful grudge match. And yeah, I guess we can't call him the new JJ because he won something that wasn't his trip into Pro League yet, right? JJ had to wait till then to get it done. This one is going to see a Mukbang win and finally break that curse. They got one under the belt. And you know what? It was a fun game. It had just about everything. Some super awesome quick plant plays. There was some ego involved in it. You know, grudge match successful, my friend.
Gotta say, this is one that we were looking forward to all week. This was grand final weekend with the Outlast Contender League last night, but Mukbang is a place we always love to come back to. We talked about it in the setup. It's always on everyone's mind. This is one of those fun leagues. And you know what? Setting ourselves up for Challengers Series, one of the final matches before the 6th Invitational kicks off on February 1st. We've got one more day, my friend. February 2nd. For the 6th Invitational to kick off on Monday. So this was it. What a fantastic way to end Year 10, Season 4, getting ready to kick off Year 11 of Siege. We appreciate everybody being here. The gifts, the subs, the follows. We are so close to that 10K in Twitch partner. We appreciate you being here and supporting us because we are here for you. I'm glad that, you know what? I've heard it sometimes. Geek said it. Siege Double Shot brings him a little bit of luck, and he got it here on SDS today.
That's right. If you want some more luck, there's plenty of places that you can find it at. I'm at glitter_whiskey. He's at racing ENGR, and together we're at the Siege Double Shot. Your one-stop shop for everything T4 through T1. We're just here to have some fun with you guys and talk Siege. We want to see your clips, want to rank them. We want to talk about your best plays, your favorite moments, and if you want to do that a little bit more intimately, you can also join the Discord. We're hanging out in there all the time, playing ranked, playing a bunch of different games. And honestly, speaking of different games, a little bit of a first coming here for the Siege Double Shot. Tomorrow is a big day here as we finally branch out into another game. If you've been paying attention lately, you've been seeing that I've been doing some Rocket League casting as well, beside our good friend Zek Vexel. And this time, Siege Double Shot, we're getting active. Tomorrow is going to be our first debut as the Double Shot into Rocket League casting. We'll be casting the Ascension League, or Ascend League, and it is going to be an absolute banger. I can't wait to show you guys what we've been working on, and I can't wait for you guys to see another side of the Double Shot. It's going to be a blast.
You know what? I know it's something that you've been looking forward to for a long time. And you know what? Even before Jinxie made that transition, but we're here for it. Not going to leave Siege, though. This is the place we got to start. It's the place where we belong, and we will be here for you, the players, as long as we can. So cannot wait to see what the 6th Invitational brings coming up. And you know what, Lambo, good luck to your boy over on the G2 side. And you know what, we got some big Shopify Rebellion fans here, so I want to see what that team can pull off. Good luck to Troy and the squad there. So got a lot of great Siege coming up. I cannot wait for, my friend. But you said it, Rocket League tomorrow. We'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, first Rocket League cast. Hey, if you want to be a part of the fam, you get a chance to get some merch. If you hit the exclamation point merch in there, get yourself a Siege double shot jersey, hoodie, beanie, you name it. We've probably got it. It is our grind line. No days off. Eat, sleep, Siege. But for us, for this, alas, we have come to the dreaded part of the evening where we must bid you adieu. So as the lights start to dim and the jukebox starts to sing closing time, as always, my friends, you don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here.
Ayo.
Let's go.